I saw Mikey kissing Mrs. Claus underneath the mistletoe last night. She didn't see him go out the window to the snow. He bailed again like ghosts of Christmas past from long ago. And Paige and Todd are gonna roast him so, just like chestnuts on your open fire. So here's the friends you know, romancing the pod show. Mikey kissing Mrs. Claus last night.
It's wild early morning energy.
We literally talked 12 hours ago we were recording for Horror Virgin.
Yeah.
And we're back at it, baby.
I'm sorry I was late this morning. One, I stayed up too late because I wanted to chill out from recording. And then I was decorating for Christmas and I had to pause a couple times because I did the whole it's hard to do the whole Christmas thing by yourself where I was like, I'm going to make biscuits. I'm going to brew coffee, decorate for Christmas, watch this TV. And then I was like, I'm one man. So I'm dragging boxes out of the storage shed out back. And I'm like, this is going to slow down my movie watch. But I had it all up and I have it mostly set up. I need to put the ornaments on the Christmas tree is the most annoying part to me about decorating for Christmas.
Do we want to start the episode so we can use this?
Nope. I want to just let Mikey ramble until he runs out. I just want to see where this rabbit hole goes.
Okay.
I don't care. You can use this or not. I'm just telling you about why I was 20 minutes late.
Now, normally I'm a Christmas decorations as soon as possible person because I love it. It's one of my favorite holidays. But it's our first Thanksgiving in the new house, so I'm doing it up for Thanksgiving.
Hell yeah, you are. Paige is Thanksgiving.
Thanks living. What?
Hard take. Think it's just a shitty holiday.
I love Thanksgiving, but I also sort of agree with what Mikey's about to say.
Okay. We'll start the episode and we can continue this conversation.
All right.
Yeah, I want to start in with some real heavy fuck Thanksgiving energy.
Yeah, it's a
Okay,
Christmas
all right.
movie, not a Thanksgiving movie. Todd.
I think this comes out the week of Thanksgiving, though, so that's perfect.
Yeah,
This
good.
might come out on Thanksgiving.
Good.
Thank you for tuning into Romancing the Pod. You had us at hello. I'm Paige Wesley.
I'm Mikey Randolph.
And I'm Todd Schlosser, and this week, Mikey wanted to say fuck Thanksgiving, so let's continue this conversation.
Okay, sure. But I picked the movie, but Mikey wants to say fuck Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Holiday in Handcuffs. We watched Holiday in Handcuffs.
We did watch Holiday in Handcuffs, yes.
Now, okay.
Which we will get to after what Mikey's about to say.
I decorated for Christmas while I watched this movie because I think this is a good classic cheesy Christmas movie, the first start of the tidal wave that is made for TV Christmas movies of the modern era.
Yes.
Yeah, because this one sort of started that, right?
No, I mean, it was happening.
I remember a lot more after this one.
This one broke through the zeitgeist.
Okay.
Yes, it popularized it, I will say. It was definitely happening beforehand, but we'll talk about that in a second.
Okay.
Lay out your argument for fuck Thanksgiving.
Okay, so I'm decorating for Christmas while I watch this movie because it's okay, we're in the season now. We're doing it. Let's go.
Right.
And then I put it on Instagram that I'm decorating, and then and people are replying. They're like, "What about Thanksgiving?" I'm gonna say Thanksgiving is a meal. Christmas is a season, and those are two epic magnitudes of different holidays there. And Thanksgiving is nice. It's nice to get together. I love Thanksgiving meal. You say what you're thankful for, but it is like a 2-hour event. It is like the Super Bowl of holidays. It's just one day. And not Super Bowl, good metaphor, the actual Super Bowl. It's just a Sunday.
Yeah.
You watch the game. The commercials are cool. Whatever. It's over.
Nana brings buffalo chicken dip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It don't mean shit in the wide scheme of things, you know?
That is such a wildly privileged take as someone who doesn't cook Thanksgiving, because I start planning for that meal in fucking October, motherfucker. For you, it's one day. For me, it's a month of preparation.
Yes. You have the mom guilt trip down already for Thanksgiving.
I know. It's wild. It's so good.
Yeah.
Thank you. What I will say, because here's the thing. I don't love what Thanksgiving stands for historically. I do struggle. I would be open to some sort of new, just food-based holiday where I prep for a month to cook so well that people like enshrine me as a food god in their minds, I'm up for it.
The apotheosis of Baker Paige.
I'm up for canceling Thanksgiving and doing something different. And I would love to do it slightly less close to Christmas because I love Christmas so much. But until we figure that out.
What are you guys doing around September 15th? How do you guys feel about September 15th for like a decent meal holiday?
Ooh, I love fall though. So for me, it's like, this is my fall holiday and then it's winter.
A fall-a-day, you might say, Paige.
No, guys. There is a holiday dead zone in the spring.
There is.
And so like that's where we need to add one.
And then I could do ham instead of turkey because fuck turkey. I'm really good at it, but it's not great. Like mine is amazing, but it's a pain in the ass.
It's not my favorite bird.
Well, I tell you, I did the turkey for the Friendsgiving, and that $40 I spent at Honey Baked Ham was the best turkey that money could buy. And it was much easier. Yeah.
There you go. That's fucking right. Yeah, that is a fantastic plan.
Hey, Mikey, that was great, man. Thanks for the invite to Friendsgiving. I appreciate it. Had a lot of fun.
Wasn't my event.
I just appreciate not having to stress about it anymore because when Mikey told me he was going to pick up a frozen turkey and he had not factored in thaw time, I was like, oh no.
I can cook turkey. Now, if I was working from home the Wednesday before, I could have done it, but like I had so many meetings and things because I've been able to cook a really good turkey before when I had time, but like I wasn't gonna be able to do it that week, and I was like, nah, screw it, I'll just order a big turkey breast.
My turkey takes 3 days.
Have you guys ever been like doing a group project and you feel like you're the only one trying to actually do the group project? Everyone else is just talking about how they hate Thanksgiving?
Oh, yeah, sure. Holiday in handcuffs.
That's why I've only partnered with the people who are terrified of public speaking. So I would be like, you tell me, you bullet point out this presentation, I will present it. You will get good grades. I will get good grades. You don't have to have social anxiety. I will take that upon for you. And then we're done.
That was exactly my game plan all through college, and it worked.
Okay, so Holiday in Handcuffs.
Let's talk about it, baby. Yeah, what'd you guys think?
Why did I choose it? I had never seen it before. I had only heard the myth of its greatness.
I'd never seen it either, Paige.
I'd never seen it. It's a tight under 90 minutes. Good for them. Great job. I didn't dislike it. I really did enjoy watching it this morning. It's better than it has any right to be. However, I think if you're going to have a meet cute that problematic, your chemistry has to be off the fucking charts. That's the only way that, like, while you were sleeping or overboard works.
No. You love 365, and this is basically like 16. But, like, I love a big problematic meet cute.
But here's the thing. 365 is purely just a sex movie. And this movie has a couple kisses in it at best. Although a lot of talk about sex. But I think this may also be marred by the fact that I have met Mario Lopez a handful of times and he's not very nice.
He's not who you would kidnap for the holidays. I get it.
He's very attractive. Like, don't get me wrong. Great. Good looking.
No, I think what got this through the noise was that this concept is bonkers and these people are also bonkers and it is bonkers. And
right.
We got my brother this movie on DVD for reasons before he came out, for reasons.
For sure. Let's cover this right out of the gate, though. This was originally an ABC Family made-for-TV movie.
Yeah.
That's why it has commercial breaks.
It does. Yeah, I noticed that. I was like, isn't this a movie? What are we doing?
It's written in 4-act structure like a long episode of television, and it fucking works, honestly.
It does. Yeah.
So you bought it for your brother because of the C plot of this movie, I will say.
Me and my mom got it for him.
Had he already come out?
No.
Wait, can I ask a question, Mikey? How long after you gave this as a gift?
Years.
Okay.
Which is, that's his journey. I'm not no judge.
Oh, yeah. No, I was just wondering if this, tipped the scales.
You try to show support in not as awkward ways as you can up until then. And then I was like, here you go.
I love that, though. That's actually sort of sweet in a weird way.
Come to this cabin for Christmas, wink.
It was in his stocking one year for my mom and I.
I love that so much.
Because we never talked about it before he came out.
Wink.
That's sarcasm.
I do think this is you and your mom being like, we love you, we accept you. Just
No.
just tell us.
Yeah.
Me and my mom would like go on errands in the car. And we would just be like, I just wish he would come out if he is, because then we could just like move past this point, and then we would love him, and then like we would get past the awkward part.
Yeah, meet who he's dating and whatever. Yeah.
And there's only so many ways you can like tell a family member, I love and support you no matter what, where it doesn't feel weird.
Yeah.
It doesn't beg the question. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It doesn't make them think that you're worried they'll kill themselves, because that's
exactly.
usually when you're like, just so you know, just in case.
They're like, I think I'm gonna like maybe like go see a different movie, and be like, no, just no matter what you choose or do or whatever who you are, I love and support you no matter what.
It's important to do. I'm glad that you guys did it, and eventually he felt safe and comfortable to come out.
But this movie, I think it hits all the right spots for a cheesy like this is the perfect movie to decorate your house to.
Yes.
The dialogue doesn't super matter. The plot points are few.
I feel like it was made for this podcast.
Yeah.
I will say that him decorating all the outside secretly is just a bonkers notion of like.
It's also impossible.
Yeah, I was like, that would take him hours.
Oh, I had to just assume it was already there, and he stumbled upon those switches and was like, oh shit, this would be perfect. I should ice the driveway or wherever they are.
I'm having an internal debate as we record if I today want to just decorate all the outside as well.
Mikey, okay, today after this, we're going to go have lunch with friends, and then Natalie and I are coming back and decorating for Christmas. Like, we are already setting up.
Outside and inside, or just inside?
Just inside, but that's largely because I have to leave town, so I've also got to pack tonight because I'm leaving for work tomorrow. But yeah, we'll do the inside when I get back, or outside.
My inside is done except for the ornaments, because it's the most detail-oriented task of Christmas decorating.
Of course, yeah.
But then I'm like, well, I could get done, and then I could decorate outside. The weather's really nice here, and it's cold. It feels Christmassy and sunny.
It does.
49 degrees and sunny. It's perfect weather to decorate.
Yeah.
And I got some new candy cane lights to make a trail from my front to the driveway.
Nice. Yes. I need to get some of those.
I have some of those.
I got blow molds. I'm doing it up on vintage blow molds, and so I have like 2 little vintagey looking deers, and I'm on the hunt for a Santa and a snowman.
This is your first Christmas in this house. Are you excited?
I am, but we're not going to be able to like really blow it out. Like the same with Halloween, where it was just like we were buried, and so I think next year it like every holiday is on notice. Like we're gonna be the house, and people are gonna be like, what happened?
You better watch out, Arbor Day.
Yeah. Look out, Women's Appreciation Month and Administrative Assistant Day. Yeah, like it's World Cat Day.
Hell yeah.
I think next year's gonna be the big one, but we do have some stuff for Christmas this year because I got a real screaming deal on my little his and her reindeer blow molds. And I have like, you know, we had our like some of our trick or treat sign and stuff up, and we'll put our Christmas stuff up too.
Nice.
Yeah, but this movie, I feel like we could recast it with slightly more chemistry, and this might actually become a air quotes good movie. Like not a great movie because it is bonkers.
Yeah, it is crazy.
But a movie that is like, because I look at this and I'm like, okay, 90 minutes, bonkers meet cute. They end up together in the end. That's kind of the same as While You Were Sleeping. And the difference is that's Sandy Bullock and Bill Pullman, and it's off the charts chemistry. And that's a huge difference. I need a crazier family. I need a little more dementia from grandma.
Yeah.
And I need 2 people that look like they cannot resist each other. And I don't have any of those pieces. And that's what keeps it from being truly amazing, but it is close.
There's never chemistry between the leads in a made-for-TV Christmas movie. Like that is like the most like rare thing. It's like usually not happening. Like it's not.
I know, and I'm like, that's the one that like you could just cast people that seem like they want to fuck, and like
They never do.
It would instantly elevate these films.
I don't know if you can compare it to While You Were Sleeping, because While You Were Sleeping, I don't think it's like a felony. Like, she fully kidnaps him.
She pretends to be his fiance to gain access to his medical information, which actually is a felony.
Well, this is before HIPAA, right?
Yeah, well, I don't know, because I think While You Were Sleeping is like right on the line, because HIPAA's in like the early 90s. So like While You Were Sleeping might be a felony.
That's fair.
Overboard is definitely a felony.
Oh, yeah, Overboard's the same, but you're right. In Overboard, hella chemistry, right? Like,
You can't deny it, man.
yeah.
Yeah.
In this, you can't prove it. Like, there's really no chemistry
There's
between them.
really
But
not.
that did not stop me from enjoying this movie because it is like insane.
There was chemistry between Mario Lopez and the sister.
Oh, or the grandma.
Yeah.
But definitely not with Clarissa explains the statute of limitations on kidnapping charges.
Oh, and can you just like not press charges in that situation? Like,
No.
Yes.
really?
Well, yeah, because there's no crime if he's like, I wasn't kidnapped.
That's true. Kidnapping does depend on you being taken and held against your will. And if you say that it was not against your will and you are an adult and found to be of sound mind, then technically, I guess, yes, you could just not press charges.
Okay.
Like Todd, if you came over to my house and Natalie was like, Todd was kidnapped by Mikey, and they came over and you're like, I'm playing Xbox with him. Yeah, it's cool. I like to play Xbox. They'd be like, okay, thank you.
But then his girlfriend, her fiance, would probably be up for charges of making a false report.
Well, no, because she, with, the information she had, she believed it. Yeah, it's not like she knowingly lied.
Yeah, okay.
I love that we're breaking down the legalities of this insane fucking movie.
The legality of this film?
If, like, say, in that situation with Todd, like, if Natalie knowingly knew that he just went to go play video games,
Then it's a false report.
and then she would be
But what about the fact that he called her and said he was kidnapped? Does that factor in at all?
Well, people be jerks.
Yeah.
No, he's just
It was a prank, Natalie. Calm down. It was a prank.
It was a fucking prank.
It's just joking.
he's just a jerk. Well, he wasn't at the time of the call.
I'm just playing Soul Calibur with my boy.
And then also, if you refuse to testify, it'd be hard to convict somebody of kidnapping.
I would never testify against you, Mikey.
I know. I'd make sure of that.
Okay. So in theory, the end of this movie could happen. It makes no sense that it would happen since they seem to have no chemistry and don't really establish a romantic relationship. But sure.
I mean, they kiss once under the mistletoe. It is awkward. And then we don't see them kiss again until the very end.
And then it's a good one.
It's all right, Paige.
It's all right. Compared to the first one, it's much better. But yeah.
It's fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I did think the fourth act was a little unnecessary. Like the whole gallery stuff. Like they should have just wrapped it up at the jail. Like that's a Hallmark level, like we gonna end it at the kiss kind of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, she has to resolve her family stuff. So
Yes.
that's why you need the gallery.
Yeah, I do love how they wrap that up like real fast in like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Of all her family stuff is solved. She meets her brother's boyfriend. Congrats, Mikey. And like all of that stuff is wrapped up immediately. And she feels like she sold a painting. Like all of that is like that night, right?
She feels like she did. It was just him buying it.
Well, she didn't really. Like that is what I would have said if I was Clarissa in this situation and someone bought a painting. I'd be like, yes.
Yeah.
Finally, someone I don't know liked my art enough to buy a painting. And then it gets revealed that my hunk of a now husband, Mario Lopez, bought it. I'd be like, fuck, man. Really? I thought I sold a painting.
God damn it.
This is why I'm in therapy, by the way.
I completely understand that. But
I would have took the money.
I looked at the runtime and it only had 4 minutes left, and I was like, we have like 3 plots to wrap up. Like, how is this gonna do it?
I know. And they button it up quick.
I like it.
That's so Todd, my version of that is I am really excited for people I don't personally know to come to comedy shows because everyone's like, oh my God, I want to come see you. And I was like, that's nice, but you know me. Like, I'm not marketing to you.
Right, exactly. No, Paige, same thing. Exactly the same thing.
I feel the same about counseling.
You just want somebody to counsel that you don't know personally?
Yeah, because ethically, you're not supposed to.
No, I get that. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was like, isn't that like against the law kind of?
It's not against the law. It's
But against your ethics boards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ethics are great.
And also, sometimes your friends need advice.
But you shouldn't charge them?
Advice is different than therapy. Yeah, exactly. John, I charge my friends for advice. I'm a life coach.
I told you to break up with your boyfriend, and so that's going to be a code 90834 for 45 minutes, charged at 3 units at X amount per unit.
But yeah.
OG modifier. Oh, you're going fancy.
I mean, I also think that her perm is the best use of ponytail and glasses maybe in all movies we've done so far. She looks very she looks like they're talking about ponytail and like she's got ponytail. I'm like, she looks terrible with that perm.
She looks like the cartoon of like when you stick your fingers in a light socket kind of thing. Like it's like that tight curled and like crazy.
When her hair straightens, I was like,
and she missed the ends. And I was like, girl, at least curl the ends so it all matches.
this is no Sandra Bullock being a tomboy kind of unpretty.
Right.
This is actually like, okay, you look terrible in a perm.
Yeah.
We got to get some relaxer in here, stat.
Oh, well, and God, I mean, that'd be so rough on your hair to do a perm and then literally go instantly back to relaxing it out. It's really bad for your hair to go like to whiplash. Like, it's not good. Don't do it. Don't do a home perm. Get a professional.
I didn't realize that's what she was doing at the beginning. I was like, oh, she's like curling her hair or whatever, which she is, but like permanently.
Well, okay, so here's the thing. The person, either set deck or the director, somebody has never seen someone do a home perm, I don't think.
Yeah, because this seemed like not the right way to do it, at least.
Well, okay, so because I was confused at first because I was like, is she coloring her hair? Because she's just squeezing stuff over the top of it. And I was like,
right.
Oh no. And then I saw, so half the rollers she has in, let's just...
Maybe we should just start the movie. Yeah.
Yeah, well, let's wait. I'll talk about it when we get to that scene. I was like, this is a lot to unpack for a scene we'll get to in like 2 seconds.
Because I don't think we should talk much about the plot. I think we need to talk about this stuff.
Oh, we need to analyze the craziness and which one of us are dunkers and which one of us are twisters. And we will get to it when we get to it.
Oh, you mean in this movie that was clearly presented by Oreo? Like, there's so many Oreos in this movie.
Thank you, Ori.
Actually, we need to ask one more question.
Okay.
Cut this out. This doesn't work.
No.
Do you guys consider Mario Lopez as diversity in one of these movies, or is he not?
I have a question. What do you mean, you guys?
Oh, no. I consider Mario Lopez diverse. I would say, yeah, I would say he's diverse. I'd say he's incredibly pretty.
I don't know.
I'll put this on Saved by the Bell terms. I think he was that lane on Saved by the Bell.
Of course. I don't want to lean too much into it. He's a dick. Like, he's really, I think it wrecks the movie a little bit for me that he's one of the celebrities I've met the most. And I'm just like, yeah, pass. Like, he's not like deliberately mean, but he's just really like a real cocky, full of himself asshole.
I just feel like he voted for Trump. I don't have any like proof.
I would almost put money on it.
Yeah.
Mikey. Like, but
Yeah.
because it's a rich thing.
Of course.
Yeah. And he would never publicly talk about it, but I'm pretty sure he did. But again, it's classism. That's what classism, racism.
Yep.
All of these systems are intersectional, functioning at different levels in different people. That's why it's a more complex conversation that we probably shouldn't get into on a podcast as 3 white people.
Yeah, let's really break out the racism classism divide on our Holiday and Handcuffs episode
On Thanksgiving.
I'm not even sure. I think this one does come out on Thanksgiving. We're recording it so early because of the holidays, right? So like,
right.
But yeah, I think it might. I think it might be our Thanksgiving episode. Oh, shit. Should we just go to this movie scene by scene?
Gobble, gobble.
Yeah, cut all the Mario Lopez stuff out, but like,
You might want to also start saying Lopez.
no.
Yeah, you
He's
should.
not he is like unseasoned chicken. That's what he reminds me of.
Should I tell some of my Mario Lopez stories?
Yes.
Okay, you can cut this back in. I'm fine going on record. So I used to work at an outdoor mall in Los Angeles called The Grove, and they used to film Extra in the mornings that he was the host of, and they used to film it like literally like steps outside our store, just in the middle of The Grove. It was like people would come to watch it or whatever. And he was always just kind of like on the move, walking through some of the more like employee parts of the Grove, and he would just crash into people without apologizing constantly. I have walked into Mario Lopez like 3 times and crashing drinks on people like the whole night. And every single time he would be like, move. You're just like, I get it. I get that you're more famous than me. Yes, I have to move. I understand. But like, just a little more nice about it. Just like, maybe just like, I'm sorry, excuse me. Like something, but no, he just walks through people.
Was he on camera at the time? Like, I'm confused as to why he would like.
No. He would be like going to and from set. So they would have the like set up in this like little kind of courtyard.
Sure.
And people stand out in front of it and whatever. And in order to walk him to and from, obviously, they don't want people to like, be up in his stuff as he's trying to just get to and from. So they like security walk him really, really fast. But if you like just work there and you see him you're not there to like, excuse me, Mario Lopez. You're just like, I'm trying to get back to work with this bagel in 15 minutes. Yeah.
No, you're just doing your job. Yeah.
And so you're walking like the same back hallways and stuff that he is. And you're also like, we used to wear like our aprons and name tags and stuff out so that people knew we were employees and not like people.
Yeah.
Not people. Jeez.
I know, right? Jesus.
I know, right?
Commoners. We call you peasants, commoners.
Well, that's what Mario would call you. Yeah.
Yeah. But he also was notorious for like not talking to fans and stuff. So he would be standing there and people would be like, oh my God, Mario Lopez, I love you so much. And he'd be like, thanks. I was like, we just got a window into his crazy life all the time.
I will not judge about that.
Me either. Like, I feel like if you're that pretty, you get that yelled at you a lot, and it probably gets old.
I'm sure.
No, I mean, I just think, I don't know, it's weird.
But I also am like, you're at work right now, and your job is kind of to be a famous person.
Oh, okay, well, that's different, yeah.
Right? Like, if it's at his house or when he's just sitting at a restaurant, yeah, don't yell at him. Of course, like, I understand. But he's like, on set, fans are supposed to be excited to see him. That's the whole point. And it's only for like X amount of hours during the day. And he's just like, ugh, gross. Like, and we would just like stand and watch him from our store windows and just be like, what a fucking tool.
I can't say anything. That's how I was at the last like meetup. Like the first time we did a meetup, I was like, oh, hi, everyone. Okay, I'm going to go watch the movie now.
Yeah, Mikey was very nervous at the meetup.
Yeah.
Nervous is different. Dismissive is a whole different thing. So, but yeah, and he was there almost every day. So we were just like, look at that guy. Well, the other thing too, he's like cheated on every woman he's ever been with, like publicly.
Paige, he didn't cheat. A woman handcuffed him to their car and took him home for
Dragged him to Christmas. That's technically not cheating if you get abducted.
Yeah, you don't even know the true story.
I'm going to say kidnapping negates consent.
Oh.
Just in general.
Yes, it absolutely does.
Yeah, simple.
I'm glad we solved it. Do you guys want to go to this movie scene by scene, though?
Yes.
No.
All right.
Well, what are we doing then? I mean, I could go have breakfast. I've got a cake to make later.
No, let's just talk about Christmas and kidnapping and like, then we'll just wrap it up in 30 minutes, like a podcast.
Let's just get into it.
Anyway, so ABC Family presents this, which I had like an instant flashback to when this was first on TV and they were promoting it. And I was like, oh shit, that's right. This was like a TV event that people like tuned in for.
Do you remember that? When people had to tune in for TV?
And had to like, set their TiVos for shit.
Yeah.
Boop, 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 boop. Yeah. So it's ABC Family, which I don't even think exists anymore. Does ABC Family still exist?
I'm sure it exists in some level. Yeah.
It's freeform now.
Is it freeform now? Okay.
Uh-huh.
So it used to be Fox Family for a while. And then, or maybe that was different. I don't know. So ABC Family was like a weird conglomeration where Disney bought them.
Yeah.
And so now Freeform is like...
Well, Disney owns all of ABC.
Yeah. And so it was kind of like a weird second Disney channel for a bit. Anyway.
Yeah, cool.
So Clarissa is driving and Mario Lopez through the snow and Mario Lopez is walking outside. And she's like, yo, you've been walking for like an hour and you've made it maybe like 2 miles and the gas station is 20 miles. do you want to just get back in the car and we'll go have hot chocolate? And he does. He gets in the car and he's just like, you're the fucking devil. And I was like, yeah, if I had to walk in the snow, I'd be upset too. So we cut to 18 hours earlier on December 23rd. And she is rushing around her way too big loft that she can't afford on a waitress's salary in any metropolitan area.
And it's like, it's supposed to be a studio. Like, it's supposed to be small. She's a struggling artist. Like, that is her vibe.
And it's in New York.
I know, Paige. Yeah. So that studio apartment that we're seeing actually on screen would probably be $5,000 to $6,000 a month. Like, it is big.
If you're lucky, it's bigger than the friend's apartment.
Yeah.
Like, that's how egregious it is. It's wild. And she is clearly disorganized. She's having a rough morning. She's trying to eat Chinese food. She spilled soy sauce on her dress, so now she has to change. And she put a towel over the timer so she didn't hear it, which means that her perm sat on too long. Let's talk about the weird perm that is happening here. It's that if you are doing an at-home perm, first of all, don't. Leave it to the professionals. Secondly, if you still decide to do it, watch your time. Timing is of the essence. And that can really fuck up your hair and your scalp if you leave it on too long.
I think we learned that in this movie.
Well, she looks like a chia pet.
She does.
She's lucky that the only thing that happened to her is that her curls were too tight, which, by the way, it is going to be tighter and relax over time regardless.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know what her sister did at home to do some sort of at-home relaxer treatment. Definitely go to a salon for that. Don't do that at home.
She used a paintbrush. It was fine.
It looks like she's just putting conditioner.
It does. It looks like they found Dove soap and she's like paintbrushing Dove soap into
Painting
her
it
head.
onto her hair. Oh.
But it works.
Well, and this is going to sound really callous and mean. They're fucking rich, right? Her family is super rich. I don't know why her mom didn't just okay, we're driving into town and someone's going to fix this.
Right?
And I think it's just because she wants to trap them in the house for Christmas because her mom, kind of a kidnapper herself.
Who kidnapped who, really, Paige?
Yeah, Paige.
I think it's a chain of kidnapping. Like the mom kidnapped them, she kidnapped him.
I think sometime in the 70s, the mom kidnapped the dad, and then they've been raising a family together that have also been kidnapped.
Yeah. It was wild that she redid that whole basement to do that, but
Yeah.
So her parents call as she's got the perm rollers in, which is part of why she doesn't hear the timer. So that's why it leaves it on too long.
Right. Her mom's sort of nagging her about the time that she's going to get there. And it's very sort of taskmaster-ish. And then her dad comes on and gives her shit about the interview she's actually prepping to go to right now.
Yeah. And she makes it to the interview too late in a very fun hat, though. I was convenient that hat goes with the rest of her outfit.
Yeah, I thought the perm reveal or the bad hair reveal was going to happen during the interview, but it just turns out that she just straight up missed the interview, which it's sort of positioned that accident that she was witness to caused her to be late to it.
Yeah, it was her fault. Yeah. Well, and the guy cussed her out. I was like, what? You also have to look where you're driving. This is...
Yeah, because what happens is she's right up against the car in front of her, and some guy's trying to turn into the parking garage or whatever. So she backs out.
Yeah, so she pauses to let him do it. Yeah.
Yeah, so she backs up so he can get through, and he doesn't pay attention to the car that hits him. But she doesn't hit him.
That's not her responsibility.
Exactly.
There's been a ton of psychological studies that say the worse your haircut is, the worse people think of a person you are, so you will take most of the blame.
I will say, I think happiness with your hair is directly related to a lot of just how you feel as a person. I think that's why hair is so important to people. But this is not unsalvageable. This is workable, I think.
You mean her hair in this movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy, but you could make it work. And also, I just PSA to everyone out there who has hair struggles, because people do. Wig technology is off the fucking chain right now. Wigs are awesome. It's a golden age for wigs. Get into it. Let's all start wearing wigs.
Okay.
Normalize it.
No.
Anyway.
I'm going to wear nope, not going to do that. That would look bad.
I fell down a TikTok rabbit hole of people installing toupees, and toupee technology is fucking wild right now. They just walk among us and we have no idea.
Good. That's the point.
But also bald is beautiful, so like live your truth.
I don't know if I look good in a wig. Short hair is like the way I go, you know?
Well, yeah, I think, it's probably better for your face shape to be short, and we know that Todd shouldn't go long again. But I'm just saying, if for some reason you ever lost what you have, they are making wild toupees now. Or embrace the bald.
Oh, I think I have the good body to just do the shave, like the close shave.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
My dad was unsure for a long time, and then dad did the close shave, and he's been that way ever since. But he says his head gets very, very cold, so he has to invest in a lot of cool hats.
That sounds fantastic.
Does your head get too hot?
I'm a warm-natured dude, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dad says his head gets fucking freezing, and it like makes him cold all the time. Anyway, so she didn't cause that car accident, but she did miss that interview.
I think she just didn't want that job. Like, the job is positioned as like, it's time for you to grow up and get a career.
Right.
Because they don't see her art as a career. And like, I get that she doesn't make money at it, but I also get that it takes a long time for that to like come to fruition. So like, and I do think I love the line at the end where she's like, listen, if you want me to pick between you and me, I'm going to pick me every time.
Yes.
I love that. And I love that through therapy that we never see off screen, her parents come to realize that they do love her for who she is.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Good for them.
Yeah.
It's about damn time.
Well, I mean,
it's about damn time. In a minute, I'ma love you because you are my child that I gave birth to. So I do love her old-timey pink car that I know they're trying to be like, what a trash car. And I was like, what a dream car. Like, she's living my dream life in this crazy city loft.
We're gonna make it. It did feel very like Laverne and Shirley, but
yes.
I think it was a pink old like car, right?
Love
I
it.
think that was her mom's old car that she was given because she hates pink and her mom loves pink.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
right.
yeah, okay.
This headcanon makes sense.
Which I love that is just in the movie and they never explain it. And I could be flat out wrong.
Sure.
But I like that kind of stuff in movies.
No, I like it too.
Yeah, that explanation absolutely works for me. I am on board.
Yeah.
Anyway, she misses the interview. And the interview was like a friend of her dad's. He had set it up.
It's their neighbor. It's her dad's neighbor.
It's their neighbor, which I do think, I feel like he probably still would have had the interview, but just would have said no to her or whatever to like try and save face with dad.
I think if they were friends, like it says they are.
Oh, yeah. You think they're not actually friends?
Yes. I
Yeah.
think they're really, truly just neighbors.
Just neighbors.
Because if they were friends, I think he would have still considered her for the job because shit happens, you know?
Yeah.
But I think just because they're like at best acquaintances, and also like I've never had a neighbor I didn't like on some level, but some people have trash neighbors. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, we have had trash neighbors previously. Our current neighbors are fine, but you know.
Sure. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like if it's a neighbor you're just trying to save face with, any out you can take, I would take it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I also, who schedules a job interview on the 23rd?
An asshole, that's who.
It was a seasonal Christmas position.
One of my favorite things ever is I quit Sur La Table so that my 2 weeks would be up on the 22nd.
Hell yeah. Have fun staffing your holiday. Whoop, whoop.
So I was just like, have fun at Christmas. Bye. And I feel bad for the coworkers I left behind, but I did try to make sure it was staffed without me. But I really did like sticking it to the company that way. Anyway, so she misses the interview. So she goes to her waitressing job. Can we talk about this restaurant? Because it seems to be an Indian/American diner fusion restaurant.
Yeah.
And if those exist, tell me where they are.
I know, Paige.
Because that sounds amazing.
When she came out at the end to bring Melissa Joan Clarissa Explain It All like a plate of food, and it looks like naan and some kind of soup.
Right.
And then she is
just a
eating
burger.
Like a straight up burger. I was like, what is this restaurant? And
what is this restaurant? Ho ho hot dogs?
it's like an Indian restaurant where kids are safe. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, we definitely have mac and cheese.
Right.
Yeah, but we also have amazing Indian food.
Yeah, exactly. We've got tandoori chicken, but also chicken nuggets. Like, that's what this place is.
Right. So, like, your kids can eat here too. Right. Yeah.
Tandoori chicken nuggets, yeah.
Yeah, tikka masala or French fries. Like, it's such a crazy idea, especially because I was like, you're serving burgers? Like, what kind of burger is it? Like, what are we doing?
Well, and it's got to be an Impossible Burger. He's Hindi.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Well, we don't know if he's practicing. He worships at the god of capitalism, man. Look at his restaurant. He's handing out Christmas ornaments to every customer.
Yeah, they do go full Christmas.
Yeah, he definitely practices capitalism for sure. But he's a business owner. Good for him. Like, I don't care.
There is only one god, and it is money.
Yes.
I want to go to this restaurant. Though I was like,
Me too.
Yeah. Okay, guys, if I went to a restaurant and they handed me a Christmas ornament after I paid the tab, I would be like on everywhere being like, you have to go to this restaurant.
you have to go. You get a free ornament.
That's how you bring out the inner Christmas Mikey, though. Like, hand him a free ornament.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Fill their stockings with curry.
He's free. Christmas Mikey is here. He is free. He is thawed like with Mariah Carey and is out and about.
Yes. Now, here's the thing. She is as bad of a waitress as Sarah Connor is in Terminator. She's having a bad time.
Oh, yeah, she's not great.
And if there's anything that will break your spirit and cause you to have a mental breakdown, it's working in the service industry.
Yeah, it is.
And it's like, and I have so been there of just like, it's that one thing too many where you're just like, I'm not even human anymore. I can't function. Like her eye goes kind of wonky and I'm just like, yeah.
Been there.
Been there.
Yeah.
Been there. That's December 23rd energy, right? That's like the time that I told a guy we couldn't gift wrap because it was too close to Christmas and the wait was too long and he threw a cake plate at my head. Like oh yes, I have felt it.
Paige, do you ever go out with friends in public that clearly haven't worked a day in the service industry and you're like embarrassed to be around them sometimes?
I hate that.
Me too.
And I try to not be friends with people like that because
Same.
I don't like the energy.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. I don't mind if you haven't worked in the industry, but are still polite and kind to the people who do, then we could be friends. But if you're just like...
Oh, yeah. Those are the people that haven't worked that you never noticed they haven't worked, right? In the service industry. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the people you notice they haven't worked in the service industry that are problems.
It's a huge... It's not just a dating red flag for me. It's a friendship red flag. I'm
Same.
like, I won't go to dinner with you.
Yeah.
I have never served at a restaurant.
I know, but Mikey... I wouldn't have known that. I've known you a long time.
Yeah.
You're super nice to every waiter I've seen you interact with.
Right.
Like thanking them for bringing you refills. Like that kind of nice. You know what I'm saying? Like you're the kind of person who I wouldn't notice.
Well, I drink Diet Coke fast, you know?
I do too.
Same.
Oh, yeah, no. I mean, I didn't need to become a server to gain empathy.
Exactly. Some people do though.
Some people fucking do.
But some people have to, though.
Yeah.
Anyway, so she's having a rough day. And she's like, it's fine though, because I'm still bringing my boyfriend home. He's going to pick me up at 2. And
this is the real life Nick.
This is real life Nick. Can we talk about real life Nick? Because
Yeah, let's talk about real life Nick.
I am confused and torn by real life Nick.
I can answer any question you have about real life Nick. Let's go.
So here's my thing about real life Nick. First, and he basically says it in the scene of like, I only agreed to meet your parents so you would fuck me, and now that you have, I'm out.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, the day of, like, that's douchebaggery behavior initially, but then leaving her the day, I'm like, at least go to dinner.
Look, I empower Nick to live his life.
Oh,
No,
Mikey, you cannot
Mikey.
take Nick's side. No, Mikey.
I thought Nick was such a bad person. He was such
Nick is comically a villain in this scene.
Yes.
When he was like, I didn't sleep with you at that point, I was like, oh, Nick.
Oh, terrible. Because here's the thing. I would feel less bad about Nick if he had told her before, at least a day or two before, that it was not going to happen, so she knew. The fact that he shows up at the time he's supposed to pick her up and is just like, not happening.
They're supposed to be leaving right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
yeah, now I'm like, what? Like, because here's the thing. The rest of it, I'm like, maybe this is a relationship miscommunication. She was more into it than he was, and he needs to find a way to break the news. But then he throws in, they're like, well, we hadn't fucked, so I definitely told you this so we could fuck. And then I decided to cancel on you the day of. I was just like, no, burn him at the stake.
her friend should have been like, okay, let me ask you this. When you're done at his house, does he make you a quesadilla or does he make himself a quesadilla?
Yeah.
That's how you know.
What's the dealio with the quesadillas?
How will I know if Mikey loves me?
How will I know if the cheese is Anyway, so that is her last straw. It's just she short circuits a bit.
Well, yeah, her boyfriend comes in and is like, hey, we're not together anymore because I slept with you and lost interest. Bye! So, yeah, she's having a bad day.
She's got a bad day.
Because she had a bad day and he dumped her whole ass and he left her at work when she needs to go fast. Yeah, it's bad. It's really bad. Why can I instantly write lyrics to that stupid song?
It's catchy.
It's an easy thing. It's like
sing-songy, which is good. I like that kind of stuff. But yeah.
Anyway, in walks Mario Lopez, and he is clearly there to propose to his girlfriend, which, by the way, having met his girlfriend later in the film, I think she would have been furious that this is where he decided to propose. Even though I think it might be the best restaurant in town, she would just be like, here? Like, that's the kind of bougie, rich, awful person she is.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I mean, she is very terrible, but she has to be because we're supposed to want Mario and Melissa to end up together. You know, the solid M&Ms. But
right.
But like at this point, she is just like the fiance. We don't even really see her in this scene. We just see he has the ring, right? And is like waiting for her.
Yeah, because she hasn't gotten there yet.
Yeah.
He's waiting for her. Yeah. And Melissa Joan Hart comes over to take his order, and he's like, do you need to write it down? She writes nothing down.
She's got the 1,000-yard stare. She's like,
Yeah, I used to describe it in retail as like her eyes have gone black like a shark.
Yeah.
Because like when I worked at the Grove where they filmed Extra, there was a bar in the center. I walked you guys through the farmer's market part. There's a huge bar in the center.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And during Christmas, you would just see just table after table of retail people on their lunch break just slamming shots, just like anything to get through the day. And they were all just like 1,000-yard stare drinking. But yeah, that's where she's at.
They are drinking to get tipsy to make it through. I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. This is the only way they're going to get through.
It's called being an alcoholic.
yeah, buddy.
Yeah. No, service industry, alcoholism, good friends.
Like peanut butter and jelly.
They go together like terrifying choices that make your life bad.
Paige, you were fucking crushing it this morning.
I'm on it today.
Yeah.
We need to record at 7 your time every time.
I need more coffee. Yeah, I'm like, whoa, can't keep up.
Anyway, she puts the order slip on the carousel, just spins it.
Yeah.
And just stares. Her mom calls and is like, hey, have you left yet? And she's just like, we're leaving right now. Doesn't tell her Nick dumped her, nothing. And you're like, oh no. Oh no.
I mean, but we know the title of the movie, so we know what's about to happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Clarissa's about to kidnap Slater.
Yeah.
I would have renamed this movie Cuffing Season.
Oh my God, Mikey!
And I think it's a crime against humanity that it is not named this.
That is a wonderful title.
Why is this not called Cuffing Season? Oh my God, that's the perfect name for the movie. Fuck.
Yeah, I'm going into marketing. I heard it's a field that's full of really skilled people.
I feel like you expect me to defend it, but like your sarcasm in that is warranted.
Appropriate.
Man, I got fucking roasted by kids on my soccer team this week because they were like, oh, you're a counselor? Oh, you made such a huge impact on my life. And I was like, damn.
Oh no.
Damn.
They're fucking evil.
Were they being sarcastic?
Yes. And I was like, oh, well, you're the best soccer kid on the team. The best. You're definitely not sitting on the bench come Monday.
Mikey, this child that you are now verbally admitting to abusing on some level or bullying at least.
He started it.
How old is this child?
Look, 10-year-olds, they're adults, basically. And that the fact that if you're going to roast me, I'm coming back with a burn. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Absolutely, Mikey.
I'm not taking it.
Children are cruel. That's the exact age for you're an orphan. Like that. That's that energy.
Yes, that does have some you're an orphan energy. You're right. They've been through a lot. I'll give it to them. They can make fun of Mikey.
It was really funny. Because it was like a sick burn. I was like, oh man, if you want to hurt like a counselor's feelings, like you should just tell them that. That was a great burn. I was like,
you went to school and have loans and I'm still going to be depressed.
I was like, finally, I know that I'm making a difference in your life and you're learning how to really like take someone down in a deep way.
I'm going to act out because I can't process my emotions because you weren't impactful.
Oh, I know. They'll like fall down and be like, I'll be like, hey, you okay? They're like, I don't need a therapy about it. I'm like, okay.
Okay, buddy. All right.
Keep it on walking there.
Mikey's going to send this kid to therapy just to torture the therapist.
Can you find suck ass on your emotion wheel?
Oh, shit. So funny.
The emotion wheel is helpful for people who have struggled to feel emotions. That was such a helpful thing for me. I'm not even joking. I am not even joking.
You needed the emotional wheel? You fucking child.
No, a lot of people need the emotional wheel.
Todd's like, it made me feel bad. Well, bad's not an emotion, Todd. Can you name
Exactly.
Can you name the emotion on the emotion wheel?
Uh-huh. Loved it. Super helpful.
Anyway, her mom accuses her over the phone of ruining Christmas.
Because she's like a mom, right? Moms do that, right? That's a mom thing.
No, my mom wouldn't. My aunt would.
No, mine wouldn't either. No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Well, okay. I looked at this scene in a different thing. I'm not gonna say that mom wasn't like picky, but like she did say she would be there at 6, and if you're calling, she picked up a shift the day that she's supposed to travel.
I think she was supposed to be there no matter what. Like, I think that was just her shift, and she's there longer than she needs to be.
Yeah, I don't think she, quote, picked it up. I think she was scheduled.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, but her mom's like, what, you're not gonna be here? Like, you should have set that expectation up. Like, you know, mom was gonna be like, you're gonna ruin the day because you lied to us about when you had to work. Like, you could have just told us a week ago you had a shift.
I just think it's hilarious anytime anyone says anyone is ruining Christmas. And I used to count how early it would happen to me every year in retail, because every year in retail, dozens of people would tell me I was
you
ruining.
meant like in your family. Of course you'd hear this in retail. No, I've heard this. Yeah.
Dozens of people would tell me I was ruining their Christmas. And the earliest it ever happened, tomorrow, November 12th, on my birthday when I was working, and someone shouted it into my face, and I immediately posted it to Facebook. I was like, new record.
Did you just shout back, well, it's my fucking birthday?
No, they were mad because this is such a stupid. We didn't have something in stock, and they were like, you're ruining Christmas. And I was like, you realize we get more deliveries between now and a month and a half from now, right? You are an adult who understands that trucks drive, and they just walked out of the store. Because I was like, what kind of ridiculous shit is this?
Paige, if that was me, I'd own it. I'd come back a week later, and if you had it in stock, I'd bring it to the counter and be like, you saved Christmas.
I would have high-fived them.
There's no way we wouldn't have been best friends after that, right?
I would have loved it.
Because at that point, you owned that you were an asshole and made it like a scene, right?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. And here's the thing. If you're willing to be like, I was a total ass, I'm like, hey, you're human. It happens. But most people,
Exactly.
99% of people don't. But my mom would never tell me I was ruining Christmas. I do have an aunt that my sister and I make fun of it all the time, because one time we were at dinner at Christmas and her husband, my uncle, made an off-color joke, and she just like slapped the table and was like, merry and bright. And it's my sister and I throughout, this was years ago. We will still every once in a while just catch each other's eye and be like, merry and bright.
I love that kind of family shit. That is so funny.
Whenever I see it on like a sweater and stuff, I'm like, should I buy it and wear it to dinner? I don't think she even remembers she did it.
This is like a trauma version of that I have with my older brother. Once I think it was Thanksgiving, my first stepdad that my mom eventually divorced because of things like I'm about to talk about, he was literally like abusing my brother, like threw him down on the front lawn and was like yelling at him.
Jeez.
So loud that the family lined up outside the front windows and were watching this. Brandon, my hero of an older brother, as like a fucking 12-year-old, spit in his face.
Sorry, I shouldn't laugh, but I'm just like, go Brandon, yes!
No, it was amazing. And it was before they got married. Oh, it was amazing. I just like wanted, as like an 8-year-old, I wanted to just like clap. It was amazing. So we still talk about that to this day. And it was like forever ago. But it was our merry and bright.
Merry and bright. And she hit that T too. Bright.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. And that was a callback to a conversation they had in the car about you can't be their Uncle Perv.
Wait,
What?
what?
Well, he said some an off-color
yeah,
joke.
No. We were at their house.
Oh.
we were at their house, and they decorate beautifully. She's like that. It is the most Christmas a house could Christmas, and they are very much Christmas people. They have very pretty Christmas things. She wants everything to be perfect.
Merry and bright, you might say.
Yeah, merry and bright. Sorry, it's still still love her, but that was wild.
Oh, yeah. She clearly wants the best for you guys. She wants everything to be merry and bright. And I do think, listeners out there, you should turn to each other, turn to your loved ones even, and just aggressively whisper merry and bright to them during the season.
My sister call it pageant dad voice.
That is perfect. That is perfect, yes.
You're going to go out there and you're going to fucking dance because you're a fucking winner. It's that same energy. Merry and bright. Anyway, back to this movie. She, in a moment, like literally in a second, steals the antique gun that her boss has that was set up only moments before. It's Chekhov's blunderbuss.
But it is a Indian Civil War where they took back their independence from the British. I don't even think it's a civil war, but they stopped being a colony in 1850s or something like that. So it's like an old ass pistol.
Yeah, it's very old.
It is a very old ass pistol, but it's loaded with black powder.
Yeah, or she figures out how to load it. I don't know. I do think it's funny that he's like, we've got a gun. Her boss is like, I keep a gun under the counter. And when you see it, you're like, hey, you're going to get robbed.
At the end, when the grandmother's holding it and he's like, is she having Civil War flashbacks? That's the kind of gun it looks like. It looks like a Civil War era pistol.
Yes. Anyway, the other thing too, if you listen carefully in this scene, they are playing Christmas carol, instrumental versions of Christmas carols on sitar, and it fucking slaps. I was like, I don't know where they got this Muzak CD of world Christmas music, but it slaps. Anyway, she corners Mario Lopez by the bathrooms and forces him outside with the gun, which means that he's had to pee this whole time.
Yeah.
And it's hours to the cabin.
Hours.
In my head canon, he peed when he passed out.
Yeah, he definitely pissed himself when he hit his head. 100%.
He is sitting in a pool of his own filth this entire drive.
Frozen piss.
Gross.
Frozen piss. Just the forbidden slushy. No, I'm so sorry. I'm so
just Dumb and Dumber style, Paige.
I don't like it. I'm so sorry. Anyway, he slips. He's unconscious. She gets him into the car. She drives away.
Yeah.
He wakes up and she has tied him up with her pantyhose and her scarf and has the gun on him and is just like, hey, glad you're awake. Here's what's up. I'm taking you to my family's house. You're my boyfriend, Nick. I just need you, for just a couple days, please.
Just a couple of days, just for Christmas.
Yeah, just for Christmas.
You didn't have any plans, did you?
Yeah, right? You're not busy, right?
Extremely attractive, successful looking man.
And she makes some assumptions about him here where she's like, you're the VP of a thing because your dad, and it will prove to be untrue. But because he doesn't answer, she assumes it's true.
Right. But her whole background story for him is, I think, pretty much the background story for her actual ex, Nick, right?
Yeah.
A VP at a company his daddy owns, right? Sort of an elitist asshole who would definitely lie to you so he could dump it all on you one night and then leave you high and dry, right when he's supposed to take you to Christmas. So, whatever.
Yeah, right when he's supposed to make you a sweet quesadilla.
Yeah.
The quesadillas is not a Christmas food, first off.
Cheese is a very Christmas food.
It is.
And tortillas are delicious at any time of the year.
Feliz Navidad, Mikey?
Feliz Navimas. I feel like that'd be just a terrible Taco Bell campaign where they're just like, we cut things into the shape of trees. Feliz Navimas.
Great. Another reason to go to Taco Bell.
I went the other night after recording. I was just like, Todd, why? Why you've infected me with the need, the hunger?
I'm so sorry.
For the bell, for the fourth meal.
Y'all do go a lot.
I mean, not all, probably once a week.
I literally this morning told Natalie.
Is it because Crunchwrap Supremes are oh, you guys didn't go this morning?
No, I literally told Natalie this morning that I was proud of myself for not going to Taco Bell last night because I wanted to after we recorded.
I might go after we're done recording to see if I can still make it for breakfast because it's early enough my time because steak breakfast Crunchwrap. Mother of It's why is it so good?
I mean, the Taco Bell is good. And I just don't. The other places have dropped the ball, and Taco Bell has gotten better. You know what I'm saying?
I do love Taco Bell. They just get rid of everything I like all the time. So if like I identify something I like at Taco Bell, I can guarantee it's going to go away. But thankfully, they've made the grilled cheese steak burrito a staple on the menu. And
love that.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, they stop for gas, and he's doing the kidnapped person thing of like, okay, gas station, green sign, approximately this far off the highway. I was just like, oh no.
I mean, he's saying it aloud, though, like Liam Neeson's on speakerphone. Like,
Right.
No one's coming for you, Mario Lopez.
I have a specific set of skills, and it involves hosting extra in the middle of a mall. Anyway, so she goes in to the gas station to pay for gas, and the gas station attendant starts hitting on her immediately because she seems to only be buying beef jerky and a giant thing of grain alcohol. And I was just like, live your life, girl.
I mean, she just kidnapped a man to pretend to be her boyfriend all week or all Christmas.
Yeah.
She's making bad decisions. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the best decision she's made all day.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's processing. She's
Yeah.
processing.
But beef jerky is never a bad decision.
No, beef jerky is always a great decision. Hold on.
Paige, do you have like pocket beef jerky? Oh my God.
Wow.
She in fact does have beef jerky
Okay.
on her person right now.
It's very early for that kind of mess for me.
Yeah, that would give me heartburn, I think.
Get started on your resolutions with Factor so you're ready for the new year. Factor's ready-to-eat meal delivery takes the stress out of meal planning and sets you up for success in the new year. Skip the groceries, prep work, and the cooking fatigue. Instead, get chef-crafted, dietitian-approved meals delivered right to your door with over 35 meals to choose from per week, including options like keto, calorie smart, vegan plus veggie, and more. Plus, over 55 weekly add-ons. You'll have tons of nutritious and flavorful options to kickstart your resolutions. Factor now offers like a load of snacks. In fact, we just got some of these like smoothies that were really great. They have a banana chocolate smoothie that like I drank way too much of. It was so good. And even better than that, when things get hectic, Factor's like flexible. So you can change up your order every week with plans from like 4 to like 18 meals per week. So you can like have a bunch of meals or just a few meals depending upon like how many times you need meals that week, right? So it's great. So head to factormeals.com/romancingthepod50 and use code romancingthepod50 to get 50% off. That's code romancingthepod50 at factormeals.com/romancingthepod50 to get 50% off.
Anyway, so the guy's like, well, let me pump the gas for you, pretty lady. And then gets out there and sees that Mario Lopez is tied up. And he's like, what's going on? And she's like, it's a sexy weekend. And he was like, oh, have some fuzzy handcuffs on the house.
It's amazing.
Oh,
I love when he comes back into the story later on, the gas station guy.
yes.
Oh, so funny.
So funny. She does accidentally let the gun go off right between his legs. But honestly, a gun that old, he probably, even if she had like hit the target, he'd probably be fine. He'd be like, ow, it bruised like paintball.
I mean, okay, let's unpack that. I definitely don't want to be shot with a paintball in the dick. So,
Oh, come on, Mike. You live a little.
Pussy.
no, I don't want to do that. Literally blue balls because it's blue paint.
Because it's or it's bruised.
It'll be both if it's a paintball.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, they get to the house and she runs in first to meet her parents and is like, hey, boyfriend's outside. Just so you know, he's doing this weird thing where he's really anxious and he claims that like I kidnapped him. And the fact that they're like, okay, and just go along with it and laugh into his face is bonker.
Oh, you mean exactly what your parents would do, who are like former improv comedians themselves?
Yeah,
They
yeah.
would
That is
1000%.
fair.
If you had brought Jake that first night you wanted a date with him and said, hey, he's trying out a new bit for his improv class, just go along with it, they'd be like, I hope they get married. I love this guy so much.
So real story, that first dinner that we had with Jake. First of all, anytime my parents meet anyone, they're like, did they like us? Like, they want people to be comfortable or whatever. But that first night,
But they're the best. Like, your parents are literally the best.
the restaurant we were at also had a team building activity there at the same time.
Hell yeah.
And they were like one table over from us, but they were kind of walking around between the tables. And they all had name tags on their back of like characters that they were doing a game of like trying to like guess, kind of like the Office one where it's on your forehead and you're like, who am I?
Yeah, well, you can't see who your character is, but everyone else can.
And there was a strong discussion at our table of how many of those we could steal off people's backs and just have them and just sow confusion. And then they're like, where did it go? And we just have like a whole handful of ones that are like Peter Pan, like Kung Fu Panda. So anyway, her mom does tell her that her hair looks like a porn actress. And I was like, not really, but okay.
I mean,
fine.
maybe a very specific type, but like,
Yeah.
Like from the 80s.
I mean, there's something out there for everybody, is all I'm saying. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what happens if you go on Pornhub and search bad perm, but like, it's probably not what you expect.
I was about to say, like, I would be too afraid to search anything like that.
Do you want me to see what comes?
Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid.
I badly want you to do it, yes.
All right. I'm not on my work computer. I'm on my podcast.
Okay,
computer,
good. Don't
so.
share your screen, though. Like, just keep that to yourself.
Oh, no, I won't. I'm just.
No, share your screen.
Jesus Christ, the front page. Bad perm.
Share your screen.
I can't read the caption on the first one, but the second one just says, I must take care of my stepsister, it goes bad. So predictable as always. Pornhub do it's no, none of this has anything to do with perms. Well, what a fun experiment.
I can't say I'm super shocked by those results.
The results might shock you. So
They also might not. So, like, clickbait or whatever.
you never know. But she brings him inside and he's just like, help, I've been kidnapped. And they're just like, okay, we're going to need an occupation and a vegetable.
It's 1,000% what your parents would do, and you know it, Paige. And honestly, that's why I love them.
Should I call them and see?
No.
They're probably awake.
No.
Here, I'll text and I'll see if they respond. Just so we can keep it, because we are moving along.
In truth, there is not a lot to this movie.
No, there is not. Mom, Dad, if I brought someone home
Can you
and
wait, Paige?
said they
Are you doing like a
were-
group text?
Yes.
Add Mikey and I to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want me to add my sister also?
Yeah.
Okay. Mom, Dad, Erad is rad. Todd, Mikey. Okay. Did I had kidnapped them? Would you go along with it? Send.
Asking for Holiday and Handcuffs.
No, I'm not going to tell them what we're asking about. I want raw, unfiltered data. Okay, let's see how that turns out. Mysteries. Okay, so they go along with it. He's like, oh no. But this is also where we find out, because Melissa Joan Hart pulls her mom aside and is like, I want to be Keymaster this year. So we find out that her mom literally traps everyone in the house, including grandma, that she's freakishly strong. What did you add? Oh, you titled it as if you were part of the family? Loser.
Oh, boy.
So the reason I had
Your paperwork is still pending.
the reason I had you add Mikey and I is so I could change the name to, your parents' family name, and like the
No.
family. Yeah.
Also, please bleep my real last name.
That's why I said the family name. Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
bleep it. I want to point out that they just responded to Paige's text, and I believe this is your sister because I don't have her number saved. It says
is my
100%. Like, ride or die, and yes, or yes, and.
Yes, and because it's improv. Just, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 800s. Ride or die. Yes, and.
I also want to point out that Mikey just changed the name of the group to the family name, and then in parentheses, except Todd, and wow,
Except
that's
Todd.
hurtful.
And I put a photo for the group.
Yes, you did.
I saw it. That's a very cute Christmas tree, and I like
It's
it.
perfect
I like it a lot.
for this episode. Yes.
Oh, anyway, so she now has all the keys and all the phones, so he can't get to any of them. Great. So he asks the dad, he's like, hey, I just need to use the phone. He's like, yeah, there are no phones here. They're not your family, Todd.
Sorry, I just text. This is perfect. Thank you so much, family.
There's no phones here. And so he's like, well, crap. Okay, like, what am I going to do? So he kind of gives up for a second, but he's trying to figure people out, right?
Right.
I mean, he is sort of trapped. They are 20 miles from anything. It's like too far to walk, right?
Yes.
And there's no like landline phone. It's all cell phones, right?
Right.
It's all cell phone.
Mhm.
So her brother and sister show up without significant others, just the two of them.
Right.
And she has not had the chance to prime them, but he's just like, I'm not her boyfriend. She kidnapped me. She's fucking crazy. And they're like, I know, right? And they just keep going. They like don't even.
Like, she is like that.
She is like that.
I do love that her brother and sister just like yes and the bit immediately with no context.
Immediately?
Yeah.
Yeah, just now they're like, she do be crazy. But they start assigning bedrooms. And I love that she's like, I'm 27. We're going to sleep in the same room. And her mom is just like, oh, okay. But then it turns out to be bunk beds.
I know.
It's like the SNL video of like, let's do it in the twin bed while they're home for the holidays.
I haven't seen that, but I have lived that.
Todd,
So I get it.
required
I get it.
viewing. I will send it to you. Anyway, so he makes a run for it. And he gets out and he's like yelling, nobody's there. And he just starts walking. And she just pulls up behind him in the car and is like, you've been walking for like an hour. And it's, super cold. You're 20 miles. Let's just go back and have hot chocolate.
Yeah, this is the scene it opened up on, right?
Right. We cut to the house. They sleep. And they do have a really kind of funny, like, back and forth in the bunk beds where he's like, get used to the bunk beds because you'll have them in jail.
Yes.
You're just like, yeah, damn. But also he's been kidnapped. So, whatever.
Yeah.
He's not in a good spot emotionally.
Not in a good spot emotionally. We cut to the next morning where she still has her cell phone. And her friend calls and is just like, hey, what happened yesterday? You just kind of bailed. And she's like, yeah, so I had a bit of a nervous breakdown and I kidnapped a guy. And she's like, you've got to let him go right now. And she's like, no, just we'll get through Christmas. It'll be fine.
Yeah. No, my kidnapping plan's definitely going to work.
Yes. But meanwhile.
Wait, I have a question.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. If they cross state lines, is he being trafficked?
Yes.
Okay.
But they didn't. They are still in the same state. They're in upstate New York.
Okay. I guess good. I don't know. It's still bad.
I like they're like good.
But he didn't press charges, so it's fine.
And that's why I asked, because I do think there are like laws that if you break, it doesn't matter if the person presses charges or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wonder if trafficking is one of those laws.
Again, if he says that he was going of his own free will.
Sure.
Then it wouldn't be trafficking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still. Anyway, so she, hangs up her phone and he rats her out and is like, she has a phone. So her mom was like, hey, get rid of the phone. You're the key master. And so they fight over the phone. She smashes her own phone with a potato masher. Crazy.
Like you do. And when she says potato masher, she does not mean a German grenade, Mikey.
Oh, also, it's not a potato masher. It's a meat tenderizer. I'm sorry. My notes are bad.
Got it. I was like, oh, okay, like a grenade. Yeah.
It's a meat tenderizer. Meat tenderizer.
They left me in the trenches taking potato matchers.
Yeah. But also, how fun would it be to smash a phone with a meat tenderizer?
Oh, I would do it.
Right?
Fully.
Doesn't it make you want to do it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, to someone else's phone. Or an old phone that I might have.
Yeah. Anyway. They get him new clothes. They are not attractive. It's very wild plaid pants and a polo. Oh, my mom just said she's confused. Let's dig deeper. Would you be my alibi? Wink. Okay. Anyway. I hope the FBI never finds that text thread.
Don't kidnap anybody.
She said, oh, by the way, mom just said, I'm sure.
See? Ride or die.
Yikes.
Hell yeah. Ride or die, mom.
Yes,
Let's go.
And they have to go get extra virgin olive oil. And so Mario Lopez volunteers to go thinking that this is his chance to escape, but he ends up going with the dad.
But I would still think, because the dad doesn't know he's actually kidnapped, right?
Right.
So I would still think if I was Mario Lopez, like, oh, I'm home free. Like, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
All I got to do is get somewhere where someone's not thinking that this is a bit, and I'll be safe, right?
So they get to that same gas station.
Yeah, he takes him to the exact same gas station / sex shop that they went to on the way up here.
Extremely well-stocked gas station that has gourmet foods like extra virgin olive oil, but also novelty sex toys.
Yeah, like a rural gas station. It's pretty much a Cracker Barrel with gas.
Yeah, guys, they also sell chicken on a stick.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. What kind of sex toys would Cracker Barrel sell?
Kazoos, Paige.
Slide whistles that vibrate.
I can never find the spot to solve this peg problem,
I've only gotten down to 2, and it haunts me.
On your pyramid golf tee game?
Yeah, my sister has asked for corn dogs as payment, and I'm going to say a whole sled team of corn dogs.
I feel like corn dog is by far superior to hot dog.
No, I'm personally a hot dog person, although nothing beats a really good corn dog, like Disneyland level corn dog.
I know. The ones that scream when you bite into them?
Yeah. That's the corn scream.
Yeah, it is.
And so they go into the store, and Mario Lopez is like, I've been kidnapped. And he's just like, oh, by a sexy lady who's real bad. He's just like, no, for real. And he's like, okay, I'm not part of your role playing. Thank you.
And if you were wondering where they found an old man to pretend to be this character for this movie, that's what I aspire to one day. Like, I want to be that old man.
It's just somebody's uncle that I was like, I've got the perfect person.
Yeah, that dude is so funny in this movie. And he's in this movie for literally like 3 minutes of screen time. And he's one of my favorite characters.
Hell yeah.
So he doesn't get to safety. He ends up back in the car. They go back to the house, and he's like, oh shit, well, I don't know what I'm gonna do now. But he does rip his pants, and he goes to change and realizes that the brother has a phone, because the brother is just like, hey, I've got clothes you can use. He sees the phone. I'm sure the brother was talking to his boyfriend, probably. That's probably why he had the phone.
Yeah.
But he steals it and is about to call his girlfriend, but grandma shows up and is like, I need to get in the bathroom. And grandma's a whole lot. I love her.
She's a lot.
Well, I mean, he does call his girlfriend. This is where he tells her he's been kidnapped.
He does call the girlfriend.
Yeah. But, I mean, he does have to cut it short because Melissa Joan Hart comes up and is like, wait, is he in there on the phone? And she starts beating on the door.
She tries to pick the lock with a comb, and I'm like, girl, that's not strong enough.
Oh, yeah. He eventually does hang up and come out, though, because that's what a kidnapped victim would do when they have access to a phone.
Yeah, well, because he does call.
But why doesn't he call 911? Like, he calls his fiance, but he should call the police.
Yeah, I don't know why he should call the police. That was in my brain. I was like, what numbers does he remember? But 911's a really easy one.
Yeah, it's one you might never forget, Paige. Never forget.
Do you know when you go out one night, you're like, yeah, I'll have one drink. And then stuff starts happening. You're like, I'm just going to see where this all goes. I think this was his holiday version of that, where he was like, let's see what happens with all this.
Mikey, some of my best nights have started off and ended exactly that way. Let's just see where this night goes.
Yeah.
And then you end up at Waffle House with a blue hat at 4 a.m. and you're like, how did I get here?
As a woman who fears for my safety, no, not really. Yeah, so he makes the call. He calls his girlfriend, and he's like, you need to go to the police. Tell them I've been kidnapped, all this stuff. And she's just like, okay. So he has managed to get a call out.
She should have been like, why can't you call the police?
Yeah.
Because she does seem like the kind of person who would say that to someone who called them needing help.
Yeah, for sure.
His fiance is, well, not quite fiance, but girlfriend, the person he was going to propose to at the beginning, seems like a terrible rich person.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, yeah. She's rude to one waitress, so her fiance should be kidnapped at gunpoint.
Well, no, but here's what I will say.
But that's what the movie shows of she's a dick.
Yes.
So yeah, her fiance deserved to be kidnapped. And I love stuff like that because it's so not the same.
Here's a practical application that might factor in, because he is hours away. He should call 911 100% because 911 is localized. So if she calls 911, they're going to have to transfer, and it's a whole thing. I had to call 911 for my parents were out of state one time and tried to call 911 for me. And then I had to then call.
Yeah.
Because you need the local. So, like, that is probably why she should not call 911. But there's no reason why he shouldn't, which is a gaping plot hole.
I agree.
He's into it.
Yeah.
I think he was I don't want to say foster child or adopted. I just don't think he has a good family relationship at home. You never see about his family. So he really likes this classic Christmas tradition.
We do learn about his family, though. His parents died. He lived with his grandma growing up.
Right. So that's what I'm saying.
I think he longs for somebody that Melissa Joan Hart has. Yeah.
Yes, he wants this. He wants this like classic family Christmas. Even if he was forced to be there, he's like, you know what? This is what I want. She's like really touched upon his issues here in a way that is not healthy, but like, you know, it exists.
Anyway, so he comes out of the bathroom to basically be like, okay, until the police get here, I'm going to be the model boyfriend because it'll be, like, for spite reasons, it'll be more fun for me to see this really, really collapse into something awful.
And I know what you're thinking. Todd, did you start to enjoy the movie a lot more when he started to, like, spite date her? Yes, I did.
Yeah. Talking petty. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I loved it. I was like, I get this. I understand why he's doing this.
But as he's doing this, we get, and we can kind of scooch through this because it's like multiple scenes of her family just treating her like shit.
Yeah, they're pretty trash to her, honestly.
Yes, they're full trash, and he's just like, oh, I'm the perfect one, ha ha ha. And I do think that his character is getting a front row seat to like, oh wow, like this is why this is what pushed her to this point.
Yeah.
They are hot trash to her.
Can you imagine how bad a family would have to be that, like, you kidnap someone to pretend to be your significant other, and when they meet your family, they're like, fuck, I get it.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus. Like, they instantly become on your side. Like, you would have to have a very trash family for that.
Yeah.
I've had a trash family before. It's fun.
Well, and she does very quickly get to the heart of, like, they like you more than they like me, and I'm their family. Like, it's really sad. And the whole thing comes to a head where they ask him to read The Night Before Christmas, and he's just like, oh shit. Like,
well, they've known her for 30 years. He's new. Like, that excitement's normal.
I know.
Exactly.
Hasn't everybody felt that your family has liked your significant other more than them when you brought them home for a holiday?
Literally every significant other I brought home. Yes, Mikey. And honestly, most of them were pretty trash.
I know.
It's honestly, it's just the excitement.
My family's like old and busted. Yeah, new hotness.
I do, and I know I've said this on the podcast before, I'm pretty sure, but the first time I brought Jake to our family ornament exchange, this is like a huge deal in our family. One of my aunts just said, "Where's the lumberjack?" So, like, you know, they were excited
Clearly.
to meet him.
But I get that, as was I when I first met him in person.
Yeah. You're like, you smell of cedar and promise.
You smell like safety.
So they, after the story and everything, they sit down to write letters to Santa and leave cookies out for Santa, which is why we need to talk about who's a dunker, who's a twister.
Okay, so I'm both.
Every girl's different, so like I just like I ask what they prefer.
And for me, like, I can totally go both ways. Sometimes I want a soggy Oreo. Sometimes I want to like cookie and then, you know, filling. It depends on what I'm in the mood for.
So yeah, it the same. I will dunk an Oreo in milk. I don't buy a ton of milk for my house though. So
Same.
I can do the twist too, but then sometimes I just raw dog it and eat that Oreo.
Hell yeah. Mikey, have you ever dunked a Oreo in eggnog?
Oh, okay. Hold on.
Oreo and eggnog.
Yeah.
I have not. Generally because an eggnog would be served with Christmas. I have dipped a Christmas cookie into eggnog.
Snickerdoodles and eggnog that's the business.
I have some mint Oreos that I want desperately to put in some eggnog.
Wow, Paige. I don't think Paige's family has texted people in days because this is
Our phones are blowing up right now.
Yeah.
Guess who
This is their
regrets
norm.
being put on the family chain?
wow.
You started a yes and.
Time for me to leave the chat. Here.
You started a yes and that you could not complete.
No, I'm here for it. I love it.
Jake and my dad have their own Christmas tradition of there's a dairy in town, like a little creamery that makes eggnog soft serve around the holidays. and Jake and my dad go get eggnog soft serve, and they love it.
I would.
And like multiple times around Christmas, I'll go like run an errand or something and come back, and they're just eating eggnog soft serve. They just like sneak off together and go get it.
I'd be livid if that was me, though. I'd be like, where's my eggnog soft serve?
I am not a huge eggnog fan. I pick my spots.
Sure. It's not my favorite flavor either, but it's the holidays. Come on, let's get diabetes.
There you go. For dunking versus twisting, I'm a twister
Okay.
Okay.
because I like the filling.
Listen, I like Bill Pullman too. I get it.
Oh, yeah. I like the filling in Oreos better than the cookies.
I like the cookies better than the filling. Interesting.
There you go.
I like them both. I like the mix of both, guys. I like both.
Yeah.
Anyway, but as they're writing out their lists for Santa, this is where they kind of have a moment of like, you know, admitting that she's like, I just wish I could stop disappointing my parents. And he's just like, oh, yikes. Like, this is fucking bad. And this is where she tells him the figure skating story of like, the last time I felt like I had a good Christmas, it was 10. And this figure skating thing got canceled, but they went out of their way to make a way for me to do it at home. And it was very, very special. And it felt like they had kind of done it for me. And I do think the line that Mario Lopez has here, I think is perfect. And it's just, I think parents want the best for their kids, but sometimes they don't know what that is.
Yeah.
Which is like, I feel like almost every single parent on earth
Yeah.
and child probably relates to that to some degree. I mean, hey, there are shitty parents out there. I'm not saying they're not, but like, I feel like a lot of the time parents want the best and they may not understand what the best is.
Completely agree, Paige. Yeah. They're literally doing the best.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, like you said, there are some legit trash parents out there that aren't, but I think most parents are just trying their best and
They're trying. Yeah.
yeah.
Meanwhile, at the police station, they're having their Christmas party, and so literally none of them are listening. And the girlfriend Jessica shows up and is like, "Hello, I need to report a kidnapping." Commercial break.
I know. I think it's funny though that they like try and make her out to be a bad person, but like I would be pissed if I was going to like the police station to get help because my girlfriend had been kidnapped and no one was listening to me. This is the only acceptable trash thing she does.
But she was rude to a waiter. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, Mikey. So fuck her.
Yeah, she deserves it. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, her mom the next day, grandma's already drinking Bloody Marys in the morning because grandma fucks.
Yeah.
And then her mom assigns everyone else like stuff to do, but then tells them like, hey, there's some jackets outside, go outside and have fun, which I think is the mom's way of like, I want this to work, so I'm trying to facilitate it working.
Yes.
But this is so they can get like a hockey meet cute and a walk and stuff.
Yeah.
And we find out that he is the ultimate rom-com job.
Yep.
An architect. Ding, ding, ding,
Yeah,
ding,
yeah,
ding,
yeah,
ding,
yeah,
ding.
No, the ultimate rom-com job is writer.
That's true. It's always columnist and architect.
I'm a writer.
Or painter. Painter is also one.
Well, and she's a painter. Like that is what
She's
she
a
does.
painter. No one's ever just like, I'm a real estate agent.
Yeah.
I work for the bank in data analytics. Anyway, she finds out that he grew up poor, and is also an orphan, which she's just like, yay, a Christmas orphan for me.
Yeah, which Mikey's soccer team kept yelling at him.
Yeah. They're so mean. They're so mean.
We cut to them.
They've been through a lot. It's fine.
They played chess, and she makes a mistake and asks to have like a mulligan. And he's like, no, you made a mistake. And she's like, but what if I made a mistake and I immediately knew it was wrong, but I can't take it back once it's already done, and I'm sorry. Which is basically her being like, I know that I kidnapped you. I'm so sorry about that.
It's still a half-ass apology about kidnapping somebody.
Yeah.
If she's going to do a plea agreement, that's not what it should say.
Yeah. But I'm really sorry. Yeah.
Sorry.
Listen, Judge, this one was a big oopsie from me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have a record, so like, is it that bad?
Hear me out. I'm in twin flames, and I'm pretty sure that he's my twin flame. And so it's not stalking
Holy
because
shit.
we're destined to be together.
I legit was waiting for a time to bring up twin flames. I am not even joking. I finished it yesterday and I have so much to talk about.
The podcast is better. The podcast goes into way more detail about, there was like a limited series podcast about the group. But yeah, wild.
Amazing. I loved it. Guys, watch the Escaping Twin Flames on Netflix.
Escaping twin flames.
You get to watch a douchebag and his wife verbally abuse disenfranchised people for 3 full episodes.
I mean, like, she is also bad because she's complicit, but he's the fucking worst.
I know.
He's a trash human.
Yep.
Anyway, they come downstairs and end up under the mistletoe, so they have a real chaste kiss here.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and it is forced by her brother and mom. Like, they're like, come on.
Yeah.
It's the mistletoe. And you're like, okay, whatever.
We cut to the diner where the girlfriend is like, this is the scene of the crime. And they come in and the owner's like, I don't know anything about this. Please don't shut down my business.
Yeah.
But they basically send her the way of the other waitress. We cut back to the Christmas house where it's 4 p.m. They're supposed to be opening presents. And the mom is just folding laundry. And this is the strangest, most uncomfortable scene in this film.
Oh, you mean where the mom, having lived with her, quote, true flame for like 40 years or 30 years, she's realizing that like is a mistake.
Yeah.
And then makes it Melissa Joan Hart's problem.
Here's the thing. I don't know that it's a mistake, but I would say that they don't have healthy communication patterns in their relationship, and that has contributed to resentment.
That's actually true. And I do think the way at least it seems at the end of this, after a month or two of intensive, what I'm assuming is intensive therapy, they seem pretty happy at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
And look, I learned tons in couples counseling. It's great. Everyone should do it.
Well, and in this scene, so the mom is like folding laundry, and then she gets into this weird, like, have you had sex with more than one person? I was just like, so are they going to be swingers at the end of this movie? Because that's what usually happens when this conversation comes up.
Paige, at the end of this movie, I fully thought we were going to meet her parents and another gentleman who was also dating the mom.
Yes, that they were now in some sort of polycule triad. Yes, 100%.
But only because of this conversation, because it is that kind of uncomfortable, you know?
Yes. Anyway, they go to open presents, and they're terrible at presents.
Oh, they are. For a family that takes Christmas so seriously, they're the worst at presents.
It's like they thought of every detail, but were like, presents aren't important.
Yeah, why is that? We don't have to be thoughtful.
But then just don't do them. Like here's the thing. You don't need to. Presents are optional.
Yeah, like rent a cabin as a group. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, that's the one part of Christmas that I think is aggressively optional is presents.
Yeah, I mean, I do understand like what Mario Lopez gets. Like, they don't know, quote, Nick, right?
Right.
So like, okay, but they do get all of their kids like gifts that like I think are honestly a little hurtful.
Yes.
Like, they give Melissa Joan Hart that like briefcase kind of a thing for that job she was supposed to get.
Yeah, to like rub it in for that job interview.
Yeah.
That they know she didn't get, so you just hide it in a closet or something and don't give it to her. Like, come on.
The one gift I thought was really sweet was when Melissa Joan Hart and the mom put Holiday in handcuffs in in her brother's stocking, just so he would feel comfortable.
They're good at gifts.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's what I'm saying. That's the one I liked. Yeah.
It was just a stocking stuffer. It was just a stocking stuffer.
Anyway, so Mario Lopez senses that it's super, super hurtful, right? The whole briefcase thing.
It is.
So he proposes to be just like, oh, yeah, well, she is linked to a man and therefore worthy in your eyes, in your heteronormative, cisgender eyes.
You're saying that like you're joking. I mean, I understand what you're doing, but like that is how they react. They are like, oh, thank fuck. Because like the dad firmly is like, you've got to get a real job because listen, you are not able to pay your bills and I can't do it anymore. So like in his mind, it's very much like oh great, this successful man's going to take care of my daughter.
But here's the thing. We don't even technically know if he is paying her bills because she has a job. Like, sure, she's struggling and poor, but at no point is it established that they're paying her bills.
No, that's fair. I mean, I'm saying that it's shitty, Paige. Like, I'm not justifying the dad's behavior at all.
Super shitty. And it's like proposal, commercial break.
I know. But at this point, I still thought he was doing this out of spite, right?
No, I think this is him throwing her a lifeline of like, hey, at least for the next few hours, it doesn't suck and people are happy and nice to you, which is sad that that's what would make people nice to you, but
It fully would in this family. And I guess this is just like Stockholm Syndrome setting in on Mario Lopez.
100%.
Yeah.
She gave him a library and that library was hockey. Anyway. Yeah. But also, he's seen her paintings. I like her paintings. And he's like, her paintings are actually good.
Yeah, they're not bad.
Yeah. But at this point, the mom is like, oh my God, I'm so excited. I can't wait to plan. Because, of course, the mom is like, this wedding is about me.
Of course.
But she's like, meet back at the dining room at 7 for dinner. And this is where she's like, thank you. And he's like, don't mention it. Your paintings are really good. Like,
Yeah.
I saw them.
Well, and they had bonded over like the type of painting that she does. He's also a fan of,
Yeah.
And they sort of bonded over that when they were spending that time outside together or whatever,
Yeah. And she now with the ring is like, oh God, you were going to ask your girlfriend at Christmas to marry. And I fucked all of that up, basically. Like,
Yeah.
And she just says, like, just hang in there through dinner and I will take you anywhere you want to go. Like, please. Thank you.
Which I think is her accepting her fate of like going to jail because he does not say he's going to keep it a secret or anything.
No.
Which I would fully lie about to get out of the situation. You know what I'm saying? Be like, oh, I won't tell anybody. No, this was fine. It was fun. I loved it. Had a blast. Your family's great. We should hang out next Christmas and then go immediately to the cops.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for this experience. Thank you for your time. I learned so much. Wow, what a great family.
I'm definitely going to give you your Christmas bonus. I'm so glad your brother-in-law kidnapped me from my house.
Yes. So we cut to Melissa Joan Hart goes to take out the trash. Her brother's drinking in the garage. And this is where her brother admits that he and his girlfriend broke up 6 months ago and he's been dating a man named Ryan ever since, but he hasn't had the courage to tell the family yet, or he hasn't felt safe to tell the family yet. Let's put it that way. It's not really a bravery thing. It's a feeling comfortable and safe thing.
Which, okay, this is going to sound like I'm blaming the mom, but like the mom is a lot. She plans a lot. Like he might incorrectly even, because I think she handles it great when he does tell him, but I think he might be like, oh God, this might ruin her picture perfect, in quotes, family, right?
Right.
And I don't want to be the cause of that. I do think the mom handles it great when he actually does come out, but I would understand him having that fear.
I do think it is a little callous sometimes to be like, we knew, instead of just like, hey, thank you for telling me.
Yeah.
Like, it's a simple shift.
Right.
But yeah. But he wants to tell everyone during dinner.
The perfect time.
And she's like, oh God, out of your mind. But I think, get everyone out of the way at once. But inside, Mario Lopez has found the keys because grandma found them and she's going to drunk drive through the snow. And he's like, I've got to stop this. So he gets in the car with her. She does crash the car and he helps her inside. And he doesn't. Now he has the keys and the phones and he still doesn't escape because Stockholm Syndrome has set in.
Because it's real, guys. It's a real thing.
It's because his parents died and he really wanted this growing up and like he's getting it. And his girlfriend only has snooty family and they're not big Christmas people.
Oh, yeah. When we didn't really go over this, but when he tried to call his girlfriend, he ended up calling her house and her mom is just aggressively mean to the woman that works in their home. Maria, yeah. And she just kind of like slowly moves her drink further and further away so she falls out of her lounge chair.
Maria's my favorite.
Maria might be my favorite character.
No, fully, Paige. At the end of this movie, when she's like trying on wedding dresses or whatever, and they're like, Maria, bring the other dresses. And she is outside smoking in a jacket, but like wearing a wedding dress and the veil. Like,
yes.
I loved it.
Oh, I love it.
She's amazing.
So good. But we cut to the police have arrived at the other waitress's house and she's just like, she was having a bad day. And they were like, you're an accessory. This is obstruction. She's like, okay, fine. She went to this place.
Yeah.
But back at the house, Melissa Joan Hart walks in on Mario Lopez shirtless.
Yeah.
Not just shirtless, like
in a towel.
The implication is that he has only a towel on.
Yeah. Which like, all right.
Oh yeah. Like I get it. I get why, she's into it.
Oh, of course. Anyway, he gets dressed and comes and finds her after and is like, I didn't mean to scare you off. She's like, no, it's fine. He's like, you look great, but I want to show you something. This is where he takes her out to the gazebo and allegedly has done all the lights so she can do her figure skating routine. But I agree with you, Todd. I think he just found the switches.
Because he very clearly is flicking switches there, right?
Yeah.
Like, I do think whoever owns this Airbnb cabin 20 miles away from everywhere, right? So, like, the Dahmer family who owns the cabin, like, set that up. Like, that's something that they have set up and they've told you about and, like, you can just flick them on.
Yeah. But they eventually go back in for dinner. And dinner is off to a weird start. Mom's not making a toast. And the brother and sister decide they both have news. So the sister's like, I dropped out of law school. I spent the tuition on a down payment on a Pilates studio in California. which like it is a saturated market, but if she's really good at it, she could be a successful business owner. So who knows?
Was it a saturated market in 2006 though? She might have been getting in early.
No, she's early adopter at that point. And
Yeah.
it depends on where in California she purchased that property. But anyway.
I think it's that town from Halloween 3.
Yeah, Santa Mira. But her dad is like, no, go back to law school. She's like, nah, no. And then the brother is like, I'm gay. And he does a spit take. The mom laughs and is like, yeah, I know. Like, duh.
So the grandmother does a spit take.
That's
but
what it is,
She's
yeah.
not drinking at the time.
Yeah.
And it is the funniest quick cut I've ever seen in my life. Because she
Yes.
literally makes the sound, is like leaning forward, but there's no spit and or liquid coming out of her mouth at all. It's very funny.
It is very funny. But then the mom is just like, by the way, I hate you to the dad.
Yeah.
And you're just like, whoa, this got intense fast.
Yes.
They're both sort of saying it to each other, the mom and dad. Like,
Yes.
they're sort of blaming each other for each other's happiness, which is what you do when you don't communicate and just get bitter.
Yes. Yeah. But she also claims that she has to picture Clint Eastwood for annual birthday sex. I was like, first of all, sex only once a year? Hard pass. That sounds terrible.
Right?
Secondly, Clint Eastwood? Like,
What?
I guess
Okay.
maybe young Clint Eastwood?
I had this conversation with Natalie because
Yeah.
young Clint Eastwood, that makes sense. But she clearly says Clint Eastwood, which I have to assume is current day leather bag Clint Eastwood.
Well, this is 20 years ago.
He was a leather bag 20 years ago.
He's
Well-
like in his 90s now.
But this is like Bridges of Madison County, Clint Eastwood.
That was 90s Clint Eastwood. This is 10 years after that.
Yeah.
What year did this come out? 2002, though, I thought, right?
No.
2006.
Yeah, 2006.
But that lady was in her prime when Madison County came out. So it's
Yeah,
That's
no,
fair, that's
Mikey,
fair.
I do think she's thinking of young Clint Eastwood because I've seen his son.
Well, Madison County is not young Clint Eastwood. Like Dirty Harry is like young Clint
Yeah,
Eastwood.
True, yeah.
This is like when I go back and watch episodes of The Tudors. Like, yeah, you know.
Yeah, there you go.
I get that, yeah.
Although, The Witcher, though. Anyway, so as this is all happening, the cops show up and the jig is up. He has been kidnapped. His name is not Nick.
I love that the cops run in and like guns drawn, and then the grandmother comes over with that pistol, the Indian Revolution pistol.
Because Grandma and Nick have made a connection, even though his name is not Nick and he is not her boyfriend. But he
Right.
and Grandma, they tight.
Oh, I do think they go down as like very good friends for the rest of Grandma's life. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But this is when the cop is like, is she like having Civil War flashbacks? Which I thought was a great line.
Hilarious.
Yes, good line.
And she just goes, I was on Broadway once, which is like one of her 4 lines in the movie that she repeats multiple times. Love it.
Yeah. I thought it was very funny when Nick or Mario Lopez comes over to like get the gun. He's like, give me that. Like,
Yeah.
so like the cops don't shoot her or whatever.
Right.
And she was also holding the #1 grandmother mug.
Yes.
And I wanted her to be like, oh yeah, thank you. And hand the mug to him and then 2 hands on the
Wait,
pistol.
This is pure vodka. Like, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
But we cut to them in a holding cell, and a policeman comes up and is like, hey, they didn't press charges. You're all free to go. Except for, and he calls her Grambo
Yeah.
because she technically threatened an officer with a loaded pistol.
Yeah, she held them at gunpoint. Yeah, she pulled a gun on cops.
Yeah, but they go and she gets her stuff back, including the engagement ring, which is his. So she leaves the jail. He's waiting outside.
Yeah.
And she's like, thank you for not pressing charges. And he's like, yeah, is everyone okay? And she's like, well, they're mad at me, but yes, here's the ring. And he starts to say this whole situation is confusing, which I think was the start of like, I think I have feelings for you and I don't know what to do about that. And, you know, Stockholm Syndrome. But
Yeah.
Right.
who should show up but his fiance, who's just like, you have some nerve, you evil bitch. And she's just like, okay, all right, well, take care. Bye.
But again, she's a villain. Like, she has to be a villain in this movie, so we don't feel bad for her.
Which is hard. It's hard.
Yeah, essentially, her soon-to-be fiance got kidnapped and then, like, Stockholm Syndrome into falling in love with somebody else. So, yeah, she's having a rough go of it, too. So she has to be, like, a terrible person for us to be okay with it.
But you guys remember, like an hour and a half ago, she was borderline rude to a waitress.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, did she really?
So she deserves all of this.
she had all of this coming.
Yeah.
Yep.
If I didn't know this was sarcasm, I'd be like, you have really, like, bad, should have worked in service industry energy right now. Yeah.
Yes. But it is Valentine's Day. We cut ahead to Valentine's Day. and Melissa Joan Hart's sitting in the diner, not working, just sitting. And this is where she gets the like soup with naan and a burger.
Yeah.
But she sees their engagement announcement and she's like, well, bummer, you know?
Yeah.
But we cut to their house where she's wedding planning and he's clearly like not on board and she's like choosing a font. I can't believe she's still choosing her dress at this point when she's going through place settings. The only thing I can assume is that she purchased multiple dresses and is choosing, because you have to buy your wedding dress months in advance. It's like a whole thing.
Yeah. That's what I thought too.
Yeah.
And largely because like I think she's like rushing the wedding. Like
Yeah.
Like it seemed like she wants to get married immediately. And I'm not saying that at the end of this movie, he leaves his future baby mama to be with Melissa Joan Hart, but that is what happens.
Yeah, I think so. Anyway, he asks, like, do you ever have any doubts? Like, you could be with anybody, why me? And she's like, well, we make sense. And our life would be like a fairy tale wedding and a fairy tale life. And I think he realizes, he's like, it's not me at all. It's the appearance of me.
Yeah, he's like, I don't want this life.
Yeah.
But I can get why if you were like raised familyless and poor, like someone who has sort of a trash family but is super rich and like you're into on like a sexual and like I can hang out with this person level, I can see why that would be like the safe choice for you, right?
Yeah. But like they didn't have any like garland up. They had no Christmas lights. They didn't have any Christmas music playing, you know?
Yeah, I want to be honest with you. If I go to someone's parents' house and they don't have like Christmassy vibes during Christmas, that's a red flag.
Yeah. Well, just because it doesn't jive with my belief system,
Same.
which is cookie based.
That sounds delicious.
Anyway, we do get just an aside from Maria that's just, I hate my life. And I was like, run, Maria! Take the dress and run!
Well, so Mario Lopez has this realization that he doesn't want this life while talking to Maria. And I think that's so funny. Who is like fully decked out in a wedding dress, wearing a coat, smoking outside. And Mario Lopez is like, they're trash, right? And she's like, yes, they're trash.
They're horrible. But we cut to Melissa Joan Hart in her own apartment where she has a bunch of her paintings on easels displayed like a gallery in her own home. That's kind of fun.
Have you never been to Andrea's place? It's just like that.
It's not.
I know.
They are on the walls, but usually like spaced out for like this one for this gallery opening, this one for this thing.
Yeah, there's like planning and intention. It's not just like they're hanging out.
Right.
Like she's working on all of them at once.
Yes, exactly. But she gets a letter that says she's been accepted to a gallery, which is great. She talks to her brother. He's going to go with her. We get to the art gallery because literally at this point, there's 4 minutes left in the film.
I know. And like literally every plot is still open.
Yes. And she painted like the gazebo with the lights and skating. And it's very Van Gogh. It's very much of the time. I don't think this painting would do as well now. But at the time, there was a lot of stuff like this.
I actually think I saw exactly this painting at the hotel I was at for my last conference.
That doesn't surprise me at all. Hotel art is like 20 years behind us.
Yeah.
But she had told her brother she didn't want her family there, but he brought them anyway. And they're just like, hey, we apologize. We are learning to communicate better. We've been in therapy. We met our third. This is...
Oh, boy.
This is Jarnatharn, and he's going to be our third. Anyway, so...
Jarnatharn the Impaler.
Yeah. Or what was Barnathan?
Barnathan, yeah.
Barnathan.
But it just shows that, like, hey, you know, brother feels comfortable to introduce his boyfriend to the family. Mom and dad have been in therapy and are doing better, and the sister is there. Like, we don't really get, like, the Pilates studio is a success.
Yeah.
But, like, you assume it is.
She don't have a big plot. Yeah.
Yeah, she's just there.
She stole thousands and thousands of her parents' money to like open a business, and I think like good for her.
Yeah. Follow your bliss.
And when her mom says the corrosive nature of silence, I was like, you should pay your therapist because you stole their line. But she sells the painting. But what's really, and people might not know this, that's not how art galleries work. If you buy a painting, it stays in the gallery until the show closes. And then you get your painting. They don't just take it off the wall.
Which could be like days or even like weeks.
Months.
Yeah, it could be a while before you get it. Yeah.
Because I have a piece that was in a show because it was a portrait of me.
Oh, the one Andrea did.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
And
awesome. Yeah.
Months, because the show was open for a couple months and then they like take it down. They make sure that it hasn't been damaged and then they send it to you.
Yeah.
Checks out.
Anyway, so she's leaving the gallery and gets kidnapped because payback is a bitch. And it's Mario Lopez.
I love that, though. I was like, hell yeah, Mario.
Yeah, fair is fair.
Yeah.
He kidnaps her to his new gallery.
Which is also his architectural office. Like, he sets out a shingle, as it were. But it's also for her. Like, it is a art and architecture office.
Yeah.
It's a really sweet gesture. I loved it.
Well, and he does use the furry handcuffs. Well, it's a sweet gesture for a person that they've had no romantic entanglement up to this point, because they do kiss.
Do I think that they should have gone on a first date before he, like, plans out their entire future? Yeah.
Oh, they spent a week together. I mean, come on.
But they do kiss, and that's the movie.
So having seen the movie, having talked about the movie, what did you guys think about cuffing season?
It should have been called cuffing season. I swear.
I agree. I wrote it down when Mikey said it. I loved it so much. But it's actually Holiday in Handcuffs. What'd you guys think?
It's good.
It's not bad.
I think, Mikey, you summed it up best when you said it's a great movie to set up your Christmas ornaments and stuff too, Christmas decorations.
That's what you want from these movies are background noise to your Christmas,
Yeah.
and that's what you want.
Because it's not a good movie. It is like a Hallmark movie, but it is a good Hallmark movie. So, like, I hope that makes sense.
It does. It made me want to watch While You Were Sleeping, which is a truly good version of something kind of like this.
Yes.
But yeah.
Yeah, it is a lot like this in the sense that, it's like a forced relationship, although it's not a kidnapping. He's just in a coma. It's a coma napping.
Yeah.
But yeah. But I liked it. I'd watch this next Christmas while setting up Christmas decorations,
Yeah.
Sure.
But, Paige, do you have any fun facts for us?
Not much.
I think we're going to find I have similar when it comes to box office. But yeah.
Yeah.
But, Paige, if you have some fun facts, would you mind hitting us with
Yes.
those fun facts?
Handcuff fun facts. So Trudy's car is a 1964 Mercury Marauder.
Hell yeah, Marauder. Let's get it.
I loved that car. It was very cool.
It was cool.
And the only other fun fact here is that this movie became the highest viewed broadcast in the history of ABC Family with 6.7 million viewers tuning in within the key demographic of 18 to 49, which is a 2.4 rating on the Nielsen scale. That's actually very, very good.
That is really good,
it's
yeah.
very hard to achieve.
Especially for like this kind of cable, which is like way off the beaten path cable.
Yes, yeah. And those are your fun facts.
Well, thank you for those fun facts, Paige. Let's talk a little bit about box office. Now, when I say a little bit in this context, I actually mean a little bit, because all we have is a budget. I was surprised I was able to find that. But what do you think the budget for Holiday in Handcuffs was in 2006?
I'm going to say this is 1 million.
Mikey, do you want to venture a guess?
5 million.
Holy shit, Mikey, it was exactly $5 million. And Paige,
Yeah.
I know what you're
Nice.
thinking. There's no way it's $5 million, right? Like, it's a single location movie, more or less.
Sure.
There's not really huge names, although Mario Lopez and Melissa Joan Hart are big.
They were
yeah.
bigger back then, yeah.
But $5 million, if you adjust that to inflation for today's dollars, that would be $7.6 million today. But it didn't premiere in theater, so I don't have any box office after that. So that's your box office.
I think this is before they discovered that Christmas town in Canada where they film all the movies. So I feel
It's gotta
like
be.
they got better. Like they realized they could make a lot of money on these during the holidays, and so they were like, we got to make them for cheaper. And now they make them for like bargain ass basement prices.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're better for it.
There are still other networks make movies with bigger budgets like this, like Freeform ABC still does movies.
Netflix
that
does it
this
now,
tier,
basically.
and Netflix does as well.
But Mikey, do you want to hit us with that romance scale?
The romance scale of 1 to 10. How romantic we found it, Paige.
This is a 1 for me.
Todd.
It's also a 1 for me. Yeah.
I'm gonna give it also a 1.
Yeah.
And that's our romance scale. It's not romantic, but it is fun.
Can I posit, now that we're firmly in Christmas season, can we do a Christmas scale? Like, how Christmassy did it make you feel, Mikey?
Oh, very Christmassy.
Very
this
Christmas.
is like a 7.
Let's do it. Let's do a 1 to 4 Christmas scale.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm gonna give it 3 Christmases.
Yeah, I'm going to give it 3 Christmases too.
I am going to give it 3 spruce Christmas trees. Yes.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
not
yeah.
fully spruced up, but it's sprucey.
Yeah, I'm going to go 3.
Heck yeah. Do you guys think they're still together?
Yes.
I think they're still together too. Yeah.
Unfortunately, yes. I feel like that's bad for them, but yes.
Yeah, I agree. So this week, Paige, you made us watch Holiday in Handcuffs. Mikey, it's your pick next week. What are you going to make us watch?
Okay.
I'm wondering what Nicolas Cage Christmas movie concoction you came up with.
There's
Well,
only
the
one.
one.
I know,
And it's
and I
sad. We're
didn't
gonna
do it last year.
We're gonna do the
Mikey.
Family Man.
No.
Oh, Mikey.
We're gonna do it.
God, that's going to be such a sad episode.
It is such a sad
I'm gonna
movie.
make it fun.
There's no way it's fun.
Oh, I look at the box office.
Mikey, put it down. Look away. Look away. All right, but your homework for next week is to be a big banking douche and fall asleep one night and realize that you should have married the love of your life. And then, watch The Family Man with that woman. Or partner, I should say.
I actually don't know exactly what happens in this film. So
Mikey, that's why
Mikey.
you're choosing it, because
I'm
the ending is
going
the
it.
most fucking devastating ending in film.
I bet you can't wait till I pick the Family Stone next week, Paige.
Oh, no. Damn it.
Welcome to Super Sad Christmas season.
yeah, bop bop bop. I can't pick it because it's not a romance, but there's a thing called what's it called with Mary Steenburgen where it's like the kids die in a car crash. Oh wait, I already made us do that movie, didn't I? The Christmas Miracle or whatever, where the dad gets shot in a bank robbery and the kids
No, you
get
did
thrown
not.
over the bank.
And that's a miracle? How bad was that dad and those kids? That is a miracle, Mikey.
She doesn't.
I love when Mikey can't talk. It's like my favorite Mikey-ism.
Oh no, I gotta explain this movie.
Yeah, Mikey, let's take some time to explain a movie we're not going to do next week on the podcast.
Yeah.
It's called One Magic Christmas. It's from 1985.
What's next? The Christmas shoes? Are we doing Christmas shoes next?
If this says romance, I'm totally picking it. Her family all dies, and she like wishes on an angel who is a famous actor, Harry something.
Styles?
Harry Dean Stanton. The Christmas angel comes and like they go back in time one day and save her whole family. It's like, but it goes all the way there. So the dude robs the bank, shoots the dad in the bank, comes out of the bank. The kids are in the car. He steals the car, goes off an embankment into a frozen river, and the kids die. And she's just like on her knees crying to the Lord. It's a Disney film. They send a Christmas angel and bring the family back. But let me tell you, it's fucking bonkers.
Oh, really?
No, really?
Oh, shit. Like, you just described the, most It's a Wonderful Life on crack movie plot I've ever heard. And you're like, no, but guys, it's really crazy,
If
though.
I miss the Taco Bell breakfast window because I had to listen to that nonsense,
I can't stop. I can't. We watch it every Christmas at my family.
Mikey, I have a
Mikey,
question for
no.
you.
Yes.
Is there a romance story of any kind in it?
I'll watch it this week, and I will report back because I think I will be concluding our Nicolas Cage time to transition into Christmas, Christmas till February, and then
Hashtag Christmas till February, guys.
and then we'll see if I can make it happen. But
Well, your homework for next week is to watch The Family Man and do
We
your
should-
best not to cry the whole
we
time.
impossible. Impossible.
I cry
it's
every
such
time,
a
Paige.
fucking sad
I know.
movie.
I know, Paige.
we showed my brother's girlfriend One Magic Christmas without telling her about it at all.
Why do I feel like this is something that Paul Rudd does to Conan O'Brien? Like, that's
100.
what this feels like. You know what I'm saying? It's like fucking Gooby or whatever.
Maccabee.
she's
Maccabee.
just sitting on the couch, just fucking sobbing. And she's
Yeah,
like,
of course.
The kids died.
Oh, Mikey, you sound like a sociopath right now. You and every member of your family. But also, I would do this to a friend. Like, for sure.
Oh my God. Sorry. Okay, I'm ready. I'm back. Let me read a review or whatever.
Well, Mikey, whose review are you going to read this week? And then I'll bring up a comment.
I'm gonna bring up 0000090 KTY.
Well, what does KTY have to say?
Time travel versus angels, baby.
Okay.
You guys remember when we did that? I love this podcast, and I think all of the hosts are so funny. I love the variety of movies they cover and appreciate their various takes. Look forward to every week. 5 stars.
Well, KTY, thank you so much for that awesome 5-star review. And if you want to have Mikey read your 5-star review, leave us a 5-star review. But if you want to have me read your Spotify comment, leave us a Spotify comment like Aaron did, who wrote on our Peggy Sue Got Married episode. Great episode. just needs more Christmas. And I feel like that's the right attitude to bring into
That's
this
true.
season.
That's
so, Aaron,
true.
thank you so much for leaving that comment under our Peggy Sue Got Married episode.
Fucking love a time travel Christmas movie and
A Nick Cage movie. Like, it's
this
everything.
Nicolas
It would
Cage
be
thing
everything.
is scratching all the itches,
Yeah.
Paige. I'm sorry.
It's going to be sad as fuck. The Family Man is so sad. And honestly, the Family Stone are so sad that I have watched them and cried, obviously, but I've cried later not watching them, thinking
Yes,
about
just
that. Like,
thinking about
that
them,
scenario
yes.
happening in my life. You know what I'm saying?
What?
It's that
Yes.
kind of sad.
I cannot wait.
It's going to be great. So, yeah, guys, if you like this power throuple that we have here on this podcast, make sure to check out our other podcast, The Horror Virgin. And that is the only other podcast that Mikey and I are on. But Paige gets around, and she is on 2 other podcasts, Black Card Rehab and Cult Podcast. So, guys, definitely check out those because they're amazing. If you want to follow us on social, we are at Romancing the Pod Show
Yes.
on
Yes.
Instagram, and we are at something else on Twitter who I just have never taken the time to learn
It's just Romancing Pod Show because they have a character limit and it's show SHO like Showtime.
So, guys, check that out as well. And if you want to follow us all individually, Paige is at Rampage Wesley everywhere, including TikTok, except for Twitter, where she is at Paige Wesley. Mikey is at MRandolph24, and I am at Todd J Awesome everywhere. And guys, we got a P.O. box. So if you want to send us some love letters or whatever you might send to a P.O. box, it's actually not a P.O. box. It's like a regular street address. It's pretty awesome. It's 6688 Nolensville Road, number 108-34, Brentwood, Tennessee 37027. So send us some stuff.
Yeah.
And that's going to be it for us, you guys. I'm Paige.
I'm Mikey.
And I'm Todd.
And you complete us.
To completion.
I prefer my handcuffs shaved.
Oh. Wow. That is a special kind of a pickup line for this movie. And I thank you for saying it. Bye.
La, 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 la.